Absolutely splendid stuff indeed then. And you see, and just turn it off and back on. I've made a career out of that. Absolutely good stuff indeed then. On board with Velocity then, as I've already mentioned then, already in the broadcast, that Velocity potentially is on course then to become the second bronze world champion as well, isn't it? As we have finally got the stream underway as well. Good stuff indeed then. Thank you all for waiting, as we had a bit of technical gremlins then over on the YouTube phase of things then, but on Facebook it was all fine and dandy. YouTube didn't do too well, did it? Quickly, a couple of parish notices then on the way then, and of course Ayrton is beat. I think this is the first time ever in Ayrton's career that he's got a qualifying ban there. So yes, Ayrton's been a very naughty boy, hasn't he? Indeed then. And of course as him and Energetics got a bit too close and for comfort, didn't they? Watching Velocity then, of course he's in car 32 at the moment then, and let's see what he can do then. Is he locks up the inside front there, coming out of turn at 17 as well. He has a couple of corners from home as well. It's a big night, isn't it, for the cars in white there, and a big night then for Velocity himself as well. Into turn 19, and he's gone a bit wide there, but he was quite lucky there to get away from track extension there into the final turn as well, out of it, and he is now fast at the moment. Velocity is good stuff indeed there, and he puts his time right on the board there on a 31 straight from the get-go. Good stuff indeed there, as he's also, it looks like he's invalidated his time now, though. That's a bit naughty, isn't it? And so that is a there we go there. Energetics is the only man then that can stop Velocity from being the bronze champion now. Velocity is on a barren run of form now, isn't he? He is not to really set the world alight then. Cummings in third position at the moment then. We got a couple of debutants, haven't we? Let's just take a look at one of them. We're on board with Smithy Almighty, and I love that name. So good stuff indeed there. He's been doing a bit of practice as well. He's of course a fast friend as well. Good stuff indeed there. He so just watched him then come through the first intermediate split time. Other debutant as well is Bulky Volcano as well. He is usually in the comments, isn't he? So it's great to see a man who's normally in the comments there is now on the race circuit. Absolutely love this. Absolutely love that. Amazing stuff indeed then. So we're coming down the back straight with a Bulky Volcano. 2 DRS zones around this 3.5 mile circuit then. There is one on the start finish straight, one also down the back straight as well. You know the drill by now, and it's also good to see the car 27 on the Renault as well. Of course, I'm a big old I'm a Hulkamaniac in terms of Nico Hulkenberg anyway, and of course he's one of my favourite drivers, but it's a shame there that he unfortunately not racing in this season, is he? But still, it was good to see them 27 of Bulky Volcano representing it for Renault as well. Lovely jubbly. So just coming into the final turn. Oh, but he's invalidated this time there, and he's going to have another bite of the chair as well. We got another debutant on our show. We've got three. We've also got Cart Boy as well. I think he was a very late entry into this, because I'm sure he only slid in the Discord server not too long ago as well. Steve is just coming into the final part of the course as well, and I know what you all want to hear, and I do as well then. We've got to talk about the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? And this is the state of play. Energetics needs to be within 78 points by the end of tonight, as Steve goes second fastest. Energetics needs to be within 78 points at the end of the night then to be to have any fighting chance of being the champion, and so that is mathematically as well. Of course, after tonight there's only 78 points up for grabs in the driver's standings there, so that is what is on offer tonight. Then Cart Boy then is going to have to go around again then. Bulky Volcano is invalidated the first sector time as well. Here comes Rempo coming through the final couple of turns as well. Then Rempo, then car 22 in the Haas there, and of course remember Haas last night didn't have a very good good night of racing, did they? And of course potentially just like last night we do have championships that they're up for grabs, don't we? But unfortunately last night neither the constructors nor the drivers got one there, because the Haas team was so close there, but they just couldn't get the constructors over the line, could they? Just going back then, Nunda there who is going to be part of the is he going to be part of the constructors world champions, and that is going to be a question that needs to be answered, isn't it? As Nunda coming into turn 17 as well, going back to the drivers standings there. So Velocity leads by 81 points, and so at the moment Energetics needs to score at least 4 points then, 3 points, no 4 points, 3 points, I don't know, needs to be under under 78 points. Does need to stay in the championship after tonight then, as Nunda goes fast there just in front of his teammate. That's how close the nip and tuck Nunda and Velocity have been this season. Good stuff indeed then. Fran is out on circuit as well, the only Mercedes driver then in this qualifying session, with Ayrton there being a very naughty boy. Here comes Camera Racer, who's my driver of the day last time out in Japan. Who's absolutely fantastic, wasn't he? But he is in the Red Bull at the moment then. Newman unfortunately out of the running there for the the running there for the driver standings. Unfortunately, is 109 points back, which is a shame, really, isn't it? So Nunda in fourth position as well. So I think that Newman is going to be looking over his shoulder with his teammate and Nunda circling there and potentially stealing that final promotion spot as well. Which of course there is. So it's Mike Nunda and Mike keeping an eye on that. Sean Hammer's there, unfortunately, slightly behind the 8 boys, 33 points behind Mike. He still mathematically has a chance, albeit a very slim one, doesn't he? I think after tonight that won't be the case then. Ayrton in 7th position, brilliant season from Ayrton then. Curly Red in 8th position, Rembo in 9th, Bradfield in 10th then. Camera Racer, just watched on the stream now, the biggest mover last week, he has gone up to 11th position as well. Roscoe also moving up 2 positions. Sloth and Stee, both Ferrari drivers dropping down the championship order then. In the Constructors Championship, this is the state of play. Williams there needs approximately 21 points. Do not quote me though, because that is a very rough estimate, but I think that they need 21 points over McLaren now to be the Constructors Championship. Bulky Volcano is done the 14th fastest time so far. Mike is in the pits as well. Roscoe starting us up. Sean Hammers has also started his lap as well. McLaren is second, 155 points away from Williamson as well. Then Alfa Romeo in third position. They were the Constructors Champions for bronze last season. This season they're only third then. AlphaTauri, we're watching Sean Hammers on screen now, and Sean Hammers has been the renaissance for AlphaTauri in this league. Brilliant stuff in fourth position. Ferrari have dropped down a position. Renault have moved up a position as well, and Haas has also dropped down to 7th, and it's very nip and tuck then between AlphaTauri, Ferrari, Renault and Haas. Brilliant. Mercedes are in 8th position. Racing Point is in 9th, and Red Bull I've got now 41 points then, and I don't think that'll be the lowest score in Constructors in ALR history, so good stuff indeed there from Red Bull. South high five from those guys there, and I think Camera Racer is going to be taking a lot of the plaudits there after his incredible drive last time out in the Japanese Grand Prix, where he got Red Bull. I think that's Red Bull's first podium in this season in bronze, if I'm not very much mistaken. Sean Hammer somehow gets in the middle between the two Williams. It's very nip and tuck anyway, but look at those times. A 31.06, a 31.08, a 31.09 then. Goodness gracious me then. And now that is really interesting stuff indeed, isn't it? Fran's invalidated his time. Roscoe's also invalidated as well. Bulky Volcano there is also out on the circuit and in the Renault car as well. We've got a couple of comments are floating as well then. Gio, holla, we've also got Ayrton. Hello Sean, we've got it's Sean again now. Yeah, unfortunately for all you guys there who's listening to the stream now, they just seem to can't get rid of me at the moment then, can't they? Slothfire going very wide then in turn 1, so that is really going to hurt his start of his lap. Then Fran has also come out on circuit as well, and we've actually crept up to 20 drivers there unbeknownst to me there, and as I've been waffling away and I haven't even noticed that we've gone up to 20 drivers. We have got Mike Evening, we've got Jake Wilson, good luck Bronze, Vintage, good luck everyone. Cheers smashing, good evening all, good luck Bronze there. Vintage saying evening Sean, hello Vintage there. And Don saying cheers for Cart Boy, no, cheers for Cart Boy from Canada as well. Yeah, so Cart Boy has got a couple of fans there in the stream as well. Love it, lovely stuff indeed there. We'll keep an eye on what Cart Boy's debut is going to be like. He's currently in 12th at the moment now, and he's in front of his very experienced teammate Mike at the moment now, because Mike has 2 Grand Prix victories behind him this season, doesn't he? And he has been the master of the strategy, hasn't he, in the McLaren team. Good stuff indeed there. Unfortunately, Mike and McLaren's seasons have kind of fallen apart since Austria, but Mike is trying to get himself back onto hopefully get himself back onto par as well. And he's been getting there slowly, Mike has, hasn't he? I think overall though, Mike's had a fantastic season, hasn't he? Of course, he finished Singapore in third position there, and Russia had a good performance as well, but unfortunately Japan now only scoring at 1 point, but he is still technically in a chance to get promotion to a silver, but of course he's got I think it's like 38 points behind his teammate at this stage of proceedings there, with only 78 points out to play for at the end. That Fran there unfortunately validated his time right at the very end then. Sloth coming out of the final turn, remember Sloth crossed the line first in his debut race, didn't he? But of course, their penalties unfortunately unraveled that incredible incredible debut win now. Roscoe comes across the line, 12th fastest out for Roscoe at the moment now. He was looking very good indeed then. Nuda saying, well, I'm first and ahead of Velocity. But of course, Velocity has got, not going to be, is he going to be concerned about the drive in it? Sorry, about winning tonight then? I think Velocity is, isn't he? He's a racer, isn't he? Of course he wants to, of course he's going to be thinking about the win, isn't he? Even if he can potentially become the world champion of bronze tonight, he definitely does want to win the race, doesn't he? He's very much Lewis Hamilton-like, isn't he? He loves to take the race win as well as the championship as well. As we're just watching Sloth there in that Sebastian Vettel's car, he has stolen his number, car 5. He is now red 5 for tonight. So Mike Downey has just gone very wide down. So validated this time with just under 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. This qualifying session has flown by, probably because it's taken me half an hour to get the YouTube stream to get cracking as well. Of course, I don't like to show favouritism and all that kind of stuff, but if Velocity does win tonight, I will be celebrating by cracking open my Galaxy. So, yeah, so of course I will be cheering for Velocity tonight because, of course, I do love a bit of chocolate. So, yep, that will be my celebration as well then. So, yep, but I do, as Velocity has gone faster still then. So Nunda's celebration has been short-lived, and Velocity is the first man into the 30s here tonight in bronze. Good stuff indeed there for the championship leader and the man who potentially could make history tonight as well and become the second bronze world champion after Potato. Remember, Potato won it last season with 2 rounds to go. Velocity could win the first full season, well, the first long season of bronze with winning it with 3 races to go as well. Of course, we go to Mexico next week, don't we? Then we go on down to Brazil as well before finishing off the season in Abu Dhabi as well then. So we've still got a lot of long hauls to go, haven't we? Mike is back in the pits there. Fran is out of qualifying. And, oh dear, that is not good at all. Is it? Both Mercedes are potentially going to be on the back row of the grid then. And that is not what's going to happen. That's not good at all. Sloth is also invalidated this time as well. Bulky Volcano is currently in the bottom 5 and on then. So in the bottom 5 is both Mercedes, Mike, Sloth and Volcano. Both Mercedes are going to be stuck there now, as well as Nunda has got a crying emoji there. Is unfortunately his first position was short-lived, but this is not about the fastest, it's about not being the bottom 5 there. Lovely shot, by the way, going through the S's. Absolutely stunning stuff indeed. Fran crashed at the PX there from Wilson then. So Fran has done a David Coulthard. I'm sure that someone else did that on Sunday, didn't they, where they crashed into the PX. It wasn't even Fireshot who did the same thing. There's a lot of drivers that have done that, haven't they, over the years there. And of course, Farfel also did that back in Australia, in the pre-season of Australia as well, which he loves it when I bring it up. So I always bring it up as much as I can then. Coming down the back straight then. Here comes Smithy. He is down the back straight. I think we've got 2 Smiths in the world of ALR, aren't we now? So the goodness me, I'm going to get very confused, aren't I? And saw his car when you watched Mike go into the pit. So I didn't even see it on the stream. Oh dear. I gotta say, my attention to detail is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it, really? And nothing gets past me. Goodness me. Gosh, it's a good job I ain't involved in a job where I have to really pay attention, isn't it? 24/7. Goodness me. But yeah, so as we just got to Nunda, he just talked about in Discord. There's serious question. It's still good, Nunda. You're only behind Velocity at the moment, Esports Velocity. Smith goes across the line. He's improved by 10th a second into the first free now as well. Good stuff indeed there. Bulky Volcano has found a 10th a second in the second intermediate split time. Brilliant stuff indeed there from a couple of from Bulky Volcano as well. It's great to see a couple of these debut times here tonight as well. I do love seeing these new drivers that are coming there and really home their racecraft as well. As a Volcano has improved by a second there, and he's really getting on top of this car, isn't he? But he's only got a minute to go, hasn't he? Very much a super sub here tonight as well. Similar to Hulkenberg, where he probably got called up less than an hour ago. Sloth is invalidated this time once again. Mike is out on circuit as well, and well, he's at the back end of the circuit moment, so he's got to get his rear wing up move on, hasn't he? Here comes Diashi coming down the back straight as well. And of course, both fast cars last night had a bit of a nightmare, didn't they? Let's see if they can do much better, if they can do any better here tonight as well. And And just on board as well. Nunes saying it's okay, Sean. Relax, relaxes during qualifying. The races, his instincts are on point. I'm thankful for that, Nunda, but I gotta say, I really wish that was the case. It's really not. Just watching the Ashes NC is coming through turn 19 now, but he's not really travelling the apex there, is he? Oh goodness me, someone is. Oh gosh, there he trimmed off my mop. As that AlphaTauri as they coming through the final turn as well. I think it was Sean Hammers. Indeed, it was there. Sean Hammers there, really putting that AlphaTauri in his paces. And I've got to say, since Sean Hammers has come into ALR, he has been absolutely phenomenal, hasn't he? I think since the start of the season, do you think he would be in the championship hunt? I certainly do. His consistency's absolutely been mega, hasn't it, since returning to ALR? Which I think he returned back in the British Grand Prix, hasn't he? And as Sid said, he has been in the points in every single race apart from his debut in the British Grand Prix. So that just shows the incredible performance that he's been on. Mike in sector 1, Sloth is in sector 2. Sloth he needs to get a time on the board then, or he is done and dusted then. And just coming into the final sector as well. In Serious Mushroom, not making any predictions today. I've learnt my lesson. And just on board now then, with Sloth going into the final turn 17 as well. Then there's a Renault there who is just looking stranded on the outside of the circuit there. So Sloth then of course head into turn 18 as well. Now into 19, we're on board the Ferrari Red 5, and it's great to see the Red 5 car in action here in ALR. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Last turn as well then for Sloth, and out of it DRS. He's in 11th position then. Oh, who's that going around? That's that Diash there, and he's a 10th for a second up in the second sector. Steele's gone fast in the second Ferrari. Good stuff indeed, and both Ferraris are on points right in the checker flag stage there. Mike hasn't set time just yet. Bulky Volcano is also going to be looking over his shoulder as well. He's coming down the back straight. He's 10th for a second up in the second split time. Carboy is through then by the looks of it. Or is he? Because his teammate might be coming down to ruin his parade. Indeed he does. Mike is through into the top 10 as well. Diashi is not going anywhere fast at the moment now. He is pointing the wrong way. Carter is also out there as well. Smithy is out of qualified. Ayrton and Fran are also out as well. That's like row 10. It's the Mercedes. Goodness me. I know that is not good at all. It's on board as well, and it's as he is now floating into turn 19 as well. Bulky Volcano, it's the final turn, sorry, it's at a 35.4 as he is just trying to get to grips at good speed. He is putting a lot of welly in that Renault there, and he comes over the line that improves as well. So it looks like when we was watching a Bulky is look at Karts, my goodness me there, he has put in a magnificent time in the McLaren. He is right up into third position as well. Rembo also putting in a very stellar time as well. She is up into fourth now. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Wallace into qualifying, and goodness me, I'm already getting a bit hot and sweaty over here. But good stuff indeed. Then the performance of the qualifying so far. It's Carty on his debut. Unfortunately, we've got to say goodbye to Bulky Volcano and to Smith Almighty. They're out of qualifying, and also Diash is as well. Diash has been on fine form as of late then, but tonight then he is out of qualifying at the first hurdle. That's not good at all, is it? Don is saying good luck, Cart boy. Don't forget the little people when you become the bronze world champion as well. And on that for that goodness me, he is going very much like a Jacques Villeneuve, isn't he? Coming into the championship and really tearing up the form book. Absolutely fantastic. We love it. Also we got Mike saying 5 attempts, and that was a little too close for comfort as well. Diashi saying I'm out then. That's not very good at all for Diashi, unfortunately. And also Serious Much saying one works though, Michael, and that's all that matters, doesn't it? Out of qualifying, Fran, he crashed in the pit entry there. Ericsson out of qualifying, so he got a qualifying ban as well. That's his first qualifying ban for Ericsson, being a naughty boy then. So he is now in the sim bin, isn't he? Or in jail. So of course he had to pass go or collect £200 then. Also out of qualifying then is a Bulky Volcano. Of course, Harry, this is debut tonight then. Same with Smithy Almighty as well. He is out of qualifying as well, but that was also his debut. And Diashi then, a big surprise for me there. He's been looking on form in the last couple of races, but here tonight it's so close in bronze, isn't it? And look at it, it's less than a second there between the top 16, but unfortunately Diashi's on the wrong end of that. He is out of qualifying. saying, and as Bradfield needs to pull his finger out. Then we've also got Sarah's Mushroom. Don't worry, I'll actually. I was last in turn 1 last night as well. Maybe the race will be as good as Japan. Then we're into qualifying 2. Then Curdy Red out of qualifying. Then for qualifying, ban is Farfus really been wheeling the axe, hasn't he? Oh goodness me! In the Oda disciplinary stakes, hasn't he? I think the time might be also in the disciplinary stakes by the end of the season as well. We've also got Nuna saying it's not anyone's fault that the sun blinds you. Especially into that final turn as well, isn't it? Of course, turn 20, now, goodness gracious me now. I think you need to get the old sunglasses out, don't you? Goodness me, a bit like the Fonz. Did the Fonz wear sunglasses? I don't know, really. But there you go then. I know that, I know he used to have a really cool black leather jacket, didn't he? And had amazing hair. Shame I got amazing hair at the moment. So we're now coming out of the pits and we're starting a second part of qualifying. So we've got 14 minutes in this 50 minutes in this qualifying session, but only 14 are left. As they're just on board then with Cummings, and he's the first man out of the garage and on the circuit as well. But you got an AlphaTauri behind him. I think he got his teammate as well, but Camera Racer on the soft tires there. This qualifying 2 session there, of course, is where the strategy really comes into play as well. We've got a selection of medium and soft tires. Over the past couple of days then, I feel that the medium and soft tires is definitely the preferred race strategy tire, isn't it, over the hard tires. But we have seen a couple of drivers go long in their qualifying, in their race session as well. But that's mainly when they get damage or anything like that. Then it's all just me a headpiece as well. And so just watching the Cummings in the mode. He is, of course, dictating the pace. Of course, you're allowed to dictate the pace. And of course, he is the lead car, isn't he? Gav is loving my Fonz reference. Good stuff indeed. I'm glad someone got there. Someone got it really, because I was feeling a bit low there. As of course, I am a bit old as well. As I do have grey hair as well. I do have to use the Just for Men grey hair advert and all that kind of jazz. I don't really know. But there we go then. Anyway, then there's a Cummings there who is actually pulling off to the side then. So he's giving up track position here. Interesting stuff there from Cummings. So his teammate Camera Racer is out on circuit as well then. Let's see what Cummings can do then. Of course, in 4 races, Cummings hasn't scored a point now. Remember when he made his debut back in Spa? And goodness me there, he really ripped up the form, but just like what Cart Boy did in the in the first qualifying session, but Cummings still hasn't scored a point yet. Let's see if he can do before the end of the season. Well, now that is exactly what that's exactly what he needs to do then. Out of the final turn then, and now let's see what he do. Camera Racer starts us up, and DRS is wide open there, so we power up to turn 1 there. Goodness me, every time you look at turn 1, that's such a steep incline, isn't it? And goodness me, the cars almost disappear into the road as well there, as it now accelerates and dropping down the hill once again then. Of course, we do love tracks with elevation change, don't we? This track is one of the more extremes on the calendar, isn't there? And we're talking of extremes, and we do go to Brazil in a couple of weeks time as well. So that has also got a lot of elevation change. So also enjoy that one. The other 2 races on the final part of the calendar is actually Mexico and Abu Dhabi, which I've got to say it's not got much elevation change at all. Unless you go in coming out of the pits there, of course, where you go under the tunnel there. That's the unique factor about Abu Dhabi. In 3 weeks' time, believe it or not, I can't believe that the season's almost over. Goodness me, that's the problem with commentating on ALR, isn't it? Because the years go by too quick now, doesn't it? Goodness me, and of course this is the end of our 4th season, isn't it? Gosh, this is Bronze's 2nd season. It's now their first full season as well, and it's been a very hard, tough year for a lot of the Bronze drivers. Well, I think they'll be having to put their feet up, put their steering wheels and their helmets up as well, so they could have a good old winter break then. Yellow flag in freelance. One of the McLarens there is just slowing down. I think it was an AlphaTauri as well then. Through the turn 18 as well then. Modelled off to the turn 8 of Turkey. And I was saying turns a lot there, wasn't I? Goodness me, I need to retake them in turns there. Camera Racer coming out of the final turn then. And where does he go? He goes fast, of course, because he's the first car to set a time then. And Nunda goes fast there. It's look how close the Camera Racer is. I've got to say, Camera Racer's been absolutely mega, hasn't he, in the last couple of races. He is really, he showed some form, didn't he, back in pre-season, and then in Australia as well. He was absolutely electric, and talking of electric, Energetics comes across the line, and he goes third fastest in the Alfa Romeo, yeah. So, I've got to say, brilliant stuff indeed there for Camera Racer. In Australia, he showed some fine form as well, didn't he? But he's really been up and down most of the season, but in the later stages, he's been absolutely magnificent there. So, yes, it's absolutely great to see as well. Renault starts there, lap sorry, got a Haas there, navigating through the technical part of the circuit is Rempo. Rempo is definitely a very good on one lap pace, isn't she? Race trim that there has been a couple of gremlins, hasn't it? It's gotten her way of scoring some major pointage, hasn't it? But hopefully, but of course, there, and I think that there's been a lot of race where she potentially could have and should have been on the podium as well. Rempo goes at full fastest at the moment as well. Good stuff indeed. Sean Hammers then is just about to finish this up then, and Sean Hammers is the closest to the finish line as well. Let me get rid of that notification there because I don't not need to worry about notifications at the moment. You know, I've got a toothache at the moment. That's something I've really got to be concerned by. Sean, but I shouldn't be at the moment now. I might just have to get some chewing going. Sean Hammers comes over the line, and he goes full fast at the moment as well. We've got two soft runners there, first and second. Everyone else is on the medium tire at the moment then. What about Cart Boy as well then? I've got to say, and this is my new favourite driver, isn't he? Goodness me, then. I shouldn't have favourite drives, but he is looking very impressive at the moment now. But that lap isn't too impressive as well then. And that is what you get for the commentator's curse. I apologise, Cart Boy. I should have said that you're my favourite now because I think he might be in a world of pain now for the rest of the race as well. As I just seem to give everyone all kinds of issues there in terms of the commentator's curse as well. Just watch now as Newman is saying, go on Mike, up the McLaren as well, as of course at the moment and Mike is at 6th fast at the moment now. Newman is currently not racing here tonight, is he? And he is officially out of the championship as well, unfortunately, after which is a shame now for Newman, but I got to say the 3 wins in mid-season now was absolutely fantastic. I think he's got 4 wins in the course of the season as well. Brilliant stuff indeed, and he equals the 4 wins that she's also set by Velocity as well, so and Energetics. That just this even though the season of Energetics is almost close to win the championship, listen to this then as we're just watching see at the moment then. We've had 4 race wins for Energetics, 4 race wins for Newman, and 4 race wins for Velocity. It has been an absolutely incredible season, hasn't it, in bronze in terms of competitiveness. The only thing that Velocity has really shown compared to those other those other contenders there has been his consistency. Velocity has been on the podium 12 times in 18 races there. Energetics has been on the podium 8 times, and Newman's been on the podium at 6 times as well there. So really, it's been about consistency, hasn't it? If you start to compare and drill down into the numbers there, and that is what has allowed Velocity to be in the position he's in today. There, of course, he only needs to outscore Energetics by 3 points to be the champion of bronze. There, take that with a pinch of salt because my maths is appalling, as we said last night as well. Of course, we thought Haas won the constructors last night. They have not won the constructors just yet, but they are so close to winning it. And of course, that drags on to Mexico in a week's time as well. Here comes Steve out of the final turn now, and I've got a blast of beautiful air there. Gosh, oh, lovely stuff indeed then. Unfortunately, it's not my personal air. Smithy comes into the final turn as well. We've got a lot of Smiths, haven't we? As I got to say then, I hope it ain't like the Matrix. Goodness me. That'll definitely give me nightmares as well. Just watching Roscoe, who's about to start his lap as well then, as he's going to have another bite of the cherry. No, he's coming into the pits there, as that pit lane has already seen. Well, we didn't see it, albeit luckily someone in the comments said, I apologise, I can't remember who said it now. Cart Boy is back out on circuit as well. He's done 2 laps on those at medium tyres there. Energetics has just peeled back off into the pits as well. Smithy, a lovely shot here from Smithy, by the way. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there. And of course Smithy's got the black and white helmet there. I think it's a bit of a plain helmet there from Smithy. He's got a bit old school here tonight, hasn't he? Lovely stuff indeed then, as he is in the racing point. It's good to see him back in action now. Of course, he returned back in the Japanese Grand Prix, didn't he? And he is now back behind the wheel of the racing point once again then as well then. And just take a look then as well then, as just having a look then, I think Velocity, unbeknownst to me, has got a qualifying ban as well then. So I've been nattering away, and I've completely forgot to tell you about Velocity's qualifying ban as well then. I can feel all the admin shaking their head in disappointment once again. We've just got Nunda saying I'm going to have to try something different. Serious mercenary, I'm such a flake. I'm always changing favourites. I really am. I'm appalled. Gosh, I'm like one of those horrific football fans, isn't it, where they change their sports, when they change their favourite team like every week. Of course, that's not me in football. There, I've been through the painful years of Liverpool. Now I'm going to try and bask in the glory as much as possible, because this season is being a bit of a shocker in terms of injuries. But Tottenham started really well, haven't they? I think it'd be great. It'd be great from my point of view, as of course as Ayrton there is a fan of Tottenham, isn't it? But Emerson, Not really too keen on that, but there you go. Might have to do a disappearing act if Tottenham win the Premier League. Anyway, enough about football. Let's get back onto the main sport, the best sport in the world, in my opinion, Formula One now. And of course, Bradfield then is coming through, turn 16 as well. Let me carry on with the commentaries. I am nattering away then. Gordo is sad. Then we've also got my helmet will always be his favourite. I do like Al Hashi's helmet. I must say, the Vettel inspired helmet is absolutely lovely. I don't think I've even seen it in the pit lane, in the pit pass thing. But then again, I don't really have much XP because I spend all my time just watching cars going around the circuit instead of racing at the moment. Then Bradfield goes 8 fast, and there's only 12 runners in this qualifying 2 session. We're going to lose 2 as we've already lost 2 already. Then Curly Red 13, Velocity 14th. Then Roscoe is down in 12th position as it stands at the moment. And Cartboy has done 4 laps on those medium tyres, and I think he's just trying to put the McLaren through its paces. And great stuff indeed. Then. Soft strategy ain't that bad, according to Nunda there. Gordo saying my stupid tyre attempts lost me any chance for a decent result on softs last night. Serious Mushroom, easily soft medium strategy if you look after those tyres a little as well. Velocity, come on you Spurs then. And Al Hashley is saying if Velocity's got a qualifying ban, then I think he has. Cummings has gone into 5th fast at the moment there on the Red Bull as well, and that just underlines how good Red Bull are in the latter stage of this season as well. Of course, we're looking too comfortable in the last couple at the beginning of the season, but I got to say, really coming the Camaro Renaissance, and also Cummings as well coming into the Red Bull as a Gunnar is also has hung up his helmet there for the remainder of the season, and as he is a reserve driver at the moment. That is he's enjoying the beautiful weather in Ireland at the moment, isn't he? It's just so he's probably enjoying the beautiful Irish weather on the outside on his porch. I have no doubt about that. And of course, if Gunnar you're with us, hello. We've also got Velocity saying here my contact with Curly in Russia there, as just got Boki Volcano. I lost a 10th in a few quarters there, but I've got to say, Boki, it's great to see you on track there, and we absolutely enjoyed it as well. And hopefully we'll see you in the race as well. And of course, at the moment we will see Boki in the race then, and be very good to see what he can do as well. Into the pits there comes Bradfield in 9th position as well. I gotta say, I was absolutely distraught after the Japanese result for Bradfield there, because he looked so good, didn't he, in qualifying. Absolutely fine stuff indeed then, as a car comes into the pits as well then, as he has finished up. Roscoe is going to start us up straight away, so is Rempo as well, but Rempo's invalidated straight from the get-go, and that ain't going to help Rempo, is it? So just watching Roscoe flying past my brow as well. Lovely stuff indeed then, as just on board then. And as just watching this, we're coming into the S as well then, just having a good old peek about what's going on in the comments as well, as I just leaned over there. Unfortunately, I've still got my work shirt on, really, which is never a good idea, because I do actually buy my shirts a size too small to make me look more slim, but unfortunately that's not the case at all. Goodness me, if I look in the mirror, gosh, it looks like I'm smuggling a tyre under there. Just watching Roscoe coming down the back straight as well. A little slow on the DRS there, Roscoe, which is the slowest of the time runner so far, on a 33.006 at the moment then, as we're coming down the back straight as well. In car 49 then, Roscoe. This is his 10th Grand Prix of the season here in Bronze then for Roscoe. Of course, he joined there after Farf graciously steps aside in Bronze there, as of course he is the head admin, and really he had he had a right to be in here. Oh, Roscoe there going in a bit too tight there into that corner there. He's invalidated. His time is going to have to have another bite of the cherry, isn't it? Yeah, of course, Farf graciously steps aside there, and let the other drivers let Roscoe take a seat then, which is very good stuff indeed there, because I think the Farf would definitely be a championship challenger, but I'm not sure if he would, no disrespect to Farfred, because he is absolutely mighty. Remember, he is a 3-time Grand Prix winner in ALR, but of course, it's the consistency, isn't it? I think, and I think the velocity potentially is definitely. Well, we've already seen, haven't we? The velocity's got amazing consistency over the course of the season. Then, but it's a if buts and maybe in Formula One, and that's what we love, isn't it? I just love a good old debate there, and I would. It's great to just think about what could have happened, what might have happened, and all that kind of jazz. It's great stuff, to really ponder about that, which no one else probably ponders about it, but I certainly do in my spare time. As we're just watching Mike there coming down on the back back straight as well then. As we just saying, look, then Nunes saying, wait, 2 Smithies. I thought the one had changed his name then. Yes, there is 2 here tonight. Then we've got Smithy D, and we've also got Smithy Almighty as well. So good stuff indeed then. So I'm going to have to call Smithy just D and the other one Almighty. And to be honest, that's going to be as simple as I get, which I'll probably get them both the wrong way around anyway. So we're very much like we've got kind of like the Schumacher purpose there, but I don't think these Smithies are related, are they? They might be, but I don't think they are. If which I'd be impressed if they are, because I think that they're on completely different parts of the country, if I'm not very much mistaken. But that's just me anyway. Just say look then as well as Velocity saying he's just collecting them Noonda. We've also got leagues of Smiths and Dans. It's really good stuff then, really good stuff indeed then, isn't it? So as Mike goes up to third fast then in the McLaren, brilliant stuff indeed then. Red Bull's 8-10 second up in the second intermediate split time. That's in the qualifying. Goodness me, I've been nattering away there, speaking all kinds of rubbish. Let's see who has done what then. And at the moment there, Noonda is currently king of the castle. He is fast at the moment. Camaro second, Mike in third, Rembo in fourth, fifth. Energetics appearing over the top of the brow as well. He is in fifth moment. What about Steve? He's 1.1 seconds up in the second intermediate split time as well. Level 17 then as Al Hashi is very happy with Rembo. She is up into fourth position as well then, and I'm also probably going to get an absolute clipper on the year as well after that. Steve then is coming into turn 19 and 20 as well in the Ferrari, and let's see what he can do as well. In final corner then for Steve out of the last turn then. Where is he going to put himself? He's currently in 8th position at the moment, right straddling that curb, and he's fastest once again. Steve is out. He's really throwing the gauntlet down. Very interesting stuff, and I'm loving this at the moment. Oh no, his Energetics there is doing a very good reverse in round turn at 17 there, but unfortunately he's right in the middle of the track there. It's might have to get away. I know he's ghosting there, but still it definitely puts off some drivers, doesn't it? Well, it puts off me anyway. Bradfield is unfortunately already done in this session now, which is a shame then, and that is not good at all then. Smithy D in 10th position at the moment, and Sean Hammers is still on the medium tyres, and Sean Hammers is also finished as well. And this might be a bit of a damp squib as we end the final couple of goes as well. And Smithy D, it looks like he's also cruising back to the pits as well. And so, well, yeah, that was a lack of excitement there, wasn't it? As we got into qualifying 3 there, as everyone just seemed to fall by the wayside, didn't they? Bradfield out of qualifying, he is down in 11th position tonight. Roscoe is in 12th position as well. Those are the 2 that have been knocked out of qualifying, along with Curly Red and Velocity are sharing row 6, row 7 there, so that is going to get very juicy indeed, isn't it? Just take a look at the comments then. I have a decent chance for pole position for Nunes if he doesn't mess up. Nunes already got 2 pole positions. Of course, that incredible one in the Spanish Grand Prix. I thought the way just conditions were absolutely to perfection there. Really enjoyed that one, and brilliant stuff indeed. And the other pole position he got was in Italy as well. And that's one of my personal favourites as well, because that was absolute chaos, wasn't it? Of course, Nunes started from pole position there in the back of the field then after the first turn. And goodness me, how did he win it from there? With determination, with skill, and and also with sometimes when the cars just fall into place as well, don't they? Farfaro giving his giving the support there to his troops there, as he was asking where are the bottle jobs then. So as well at the moment I got to say there is I think Energetics lost it in the final sector, but he is through anyway, and we also seen a couple of other drivers cruising back to the pits as well then. So I think that some of them might be thinking more about strategy and the long-term game here perhaps then as well then. Nunes asking, is Steve in bronze there? Yes, Steve is of course in the Ferrari, and yeah, he's a full-time driver as well. Steve has he's only had 4 races in bronze so far and accumulated 12 points. He has been unlucky in a couple of those races as well then. Out of qualifying, we have lost Velocity in 14th, Curly in 13th, Roscoe in 12th, and 11th position is Bradfield then. And less than its 10th for a second, that separates Bradfield and Smithy D, who's once again in qualifying 2. Good stuff indeed then. Brilliant stuff. That's right then, we are now going into qualifying 3 as well. Of course, the tension is building up then. Who is going to be on pole position for the United States Grand Prix? Last season it was Energetics. Can I get 2 for 2 here tonight then? Energetics has the most pole positions in bronze history with 11, I think it is, isn't it? And the other person who's been on pole position this season has been Nunda as well, who's in the top 10 anyway then. Is that going to be broken then? So is it Energetics and Nunda have had a pole position experience before? The rest of the 8 drivers have not had pole position experience before, but is experience going to count for anything? Well, I certainly hope not in my life anyway, but what about on track as well, as we now get into qualifying 3 then, and this is going to be a very interesting one to say the least then. As Al Hashi said, a camera is on steroids once again. I got to say, camera has really turned his form around. I say we've spoke about how amazing he's been in the last couple of races. He has been on very fine form as well. Yes, he has had 3 DNFs in the last 4 races, but that only tells you half the story. Right, goodness me, energetics there. All but he wasn't the side there of the Red Bull, but going back to Cummings, that only tells you half the story there, because Cummings' pace in the last 5 or so races since Singapore has been absolutely magnificent. It really has indeed. Hopefully, he can get himself to the end now and get himself some major points one. I've also found I've got an ulcer on my mouth, and so that's a very pretty image for you guys. Right then, so we're into qualifying 3 then. Of course, this is quite a longish track, isn't it, around here? We're doing 1 minute 30s there or thereabouts, aren't we? So 90 odd second laps these are. So probably only get 2 runs in there, not like Austria there, where you could potentially get 3 runs in. Of course, Austria is a 65 second odd lap or so there or thereabouts, isn't it? I think that's even a slow lap around Austria, isn't it? So then we are expecting just 2 runs out. Of course, you get a new set of boots and for qualifying 3, and you have to save a set of soft tires if you want 2 bites of the cherry for pole position in as well. And who is going to be on pole position then? Well, we're on board with Red Bull as well then. So she is leading us around then, and all 10 cars are on circuit, and that's what you want for qualifying 3, isn't it? And that is exactly what we got as well. So we've got Energetics, we've got Rembo, Mike. We bought both McLarens, Mike and Carboy on his debut. Carboy is really impressive on his debut as well. Fantastic. Steve as well. We got Nunda, Sean Hammers, both Red Bulls as well, and brilliant stuff. And you wouldn't believe that they're in the bottom of the constructors. Absolutely fantastic. And Smithy D also in qualifying as well. Smithy D, another appearance in qualifying, very brilliant. Let's go on board Red Bull out of the final turn, then he comes over the finish line as well. Different place where to start on it, of course, because that's be in line with the FIA garage there. I found that out a couple of years ago, and it's always reminded me. Rembo, was she using DRS there? She was using DRS. I was like, you had a quick glance at the stream now, because I thought that I looked up in there and the DRS was not activated. What's that? You see, you can tell the DRS is activated by either checking out the rear wing. Oh, Rembo's invalidated her time now, and that is unfortunately that's her lap done and dusted already there. The first part of the lap is absolutely brutal. You have to get it inch perfect. If you don't, that is it there. You get a track extension, a corner cut, and you are done and dusted for that first lap then as well. Sean Hammers then, we're going to carry on now. Sean Hammers is pitting up the back then as well. It feels like a relay race, doesn't it? As we come in into the going onto the back straight as well then, and everyone is now on a lap then, apart from Rembo and Energetics as well. Energetics just started this lap then, and Sean Hammers there, I think is trying to get a slippery trying to get a sneaky slipstream there, a slippy slipstream I was going to say there, and now going down into the break-in zone there with second gear as well. Blatant race there. Hammers has got this one then. Sean Hammers has never had a pole position. Of course, he had a race winner, didn't he? Sean Hammers said back in the Russian Grand Prix there. Great 17th there for Sean Hammers then, and it just shows how impressive he's been this season as well then. But can Sean Hammers, he hasn't had pole position in bronze yet, and can he now put that one to bed then? We're going to find out then. He is in 19 as well then. Let's see then. Of course, you have to be very cautious there on the outside of 19 there, because that's a track extension there. You'll get the book thrown at you, won't you? Out of the final turn, Sean Hammers is on pole position there. Red Bull coming now. Camera Racer is second fast at the moment there. 2/10 of a second away from Hammers, and Mike has just gone fastest there. 2/10 of a second in front of Sean Hammers in the McLaren. Lovely stuff indeed then. As we've got the other half there, who's just starting, Red Bull just starting it up once again, and Smithy D is in at 4th position there in the racing points as well. What about Nunda then? Nunda's invalidated. He's going to have to go around again. What about Steve? He hasn't invalidated. Steve goes pole position there by 300ths of a second. Great 17. What about Carboy? Out of the final turn as well. DRS right on the money. Carboy is 5th fast at the moment then. 3/10 of a second behind a camera race as well. Here comes Energetics, and Energetics is on pole position by 3/10 of a second then. And this man, of course, is the man that could keep the championship alive then, going into the final couple of races. Well, of course, he's the only man to stop Velocity from winning the championship. Goodness me there, I sound like someone's grandpa there, as I went through everyone's name before I got to the person I wanted to. I was just watching Red Bull there coming down the back straight as well. Serious much there was mad penalties last night as well. Someone had 18 seconds, I think, then broke Grilla even showing good luck to all drivers as well. Good stuff indeed there from Broke Grilla, a former ALR driver as well. Rembo, I thought she was going in deep there out of turn 17, but it's all fine. Look at how dull it's got over there then. I think it just might be the way the sun is going then perhaps, because it's still okay out there at the moment. I haven't heard if it's a wet or dry race yet, then, which I got to say I'm quite looking forward to seeing if it is or not there. Final turn as well then for Rembo out of the last turn then, and let's see, it is full fast on the second row. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Nunda hasn't set a time just yet, and Nunda is surely in the frame as well for pole position there, out of 19 as well then, into 20 then for the Williams car. And Williams have been absolutely magnificent this season. This could be a day of celebration. It is turn fast moment for Nunda then, and he is on the fourth row of the grid at the moment, and Cummings out is just emerged out of the pits as well, down the back straight at the moment then. Let's take stock. 6 minutes ago in this qualifying session then. Energetics is fast at the moment and going for his 7th pole position, his 12th pole position of his career, his 7th pole position of the season as well there. And I think that if he gets pole position today then, that means he's not going to be overawed, and he was going to get the pole position award there for most pole positions in the season. And brilliant stuff indeed there from Energetics. He'll be absolutely delighted, I'm sure of it. Steve is alongside him on row 1 there. It'd be great to see what Steve can do there. He's sitting battling in the midfield there. We haven't seen Steve in clear air in many races before then, so it'll be interesting to see what he could do from second on the grid there. Mike in third position with Rembo full fake. Good stuff indeed there. Mike's teammate Newman is not here tonight, so can Mike strike then with Newman then not here tonight? And same with Nunda as well. The battle for third and fourth and fifth is still very hot in the championship as well. It's not all about the drivers' championship, well, more or less it is there, isn't it? But it's also about seeing who finishes where as well. On board with Cummings as well, and going through the S as well. We go from left to right, and now we lean again there to the left, and no, then it's to the right. I don't even know where I'm going now. I would have gone straight to the barrier there, which is why I do not race cars. So now coming over the first intermediate split time as well. Beautiful stuff indeed. The intermediate split time was actually 3 corners back there, so I'm also behind as well. So as much as say nice guys from the bronze. Yeah, it's absolutely great. I gotta say these times are very competitive indeed. Look in the background there. There's Camera Racer back out for a second by the chair as well. Rembo's done 2 laps on those soft tires as well, and I think Rembo is just peeling off back into the pit. She is indeed there. Hammers on an outlap. Outlap for Steve. Outlap for Camera Racer as well. Oh goodness me! Then this is going to get very impressive indeed. Then Sam is saying hello, all missing ALR. We're missing you too, Sam. Hopefully you can get your wheel back going as well. But I don't think it'll be until next season there. But it'd be great to see Sam back in action as well. Of course, he had to give up his seat there halfway through the season there with technical gremlins there on the equipment now, unfortunately for Sam. But hopefully we'll see him back in the not too distant future. There, Cummings coming through the final turn as well. Last turn then, turn 20 for Cummings, and out of the last turn on dribbling, and Cummings goes full fast. It's amazing stuff, Ben. Oh, brilliant stuff indeed. Hammers to start it. Lovely shot here from the nose cone as well, as he is now dropping down the hill as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff. As whoa, flying past me as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Then as we're on board now, and we just got Nunda saying, oh gosh, that's serious much. When are you back, Sam? Bailey Swift, come on, Sean Hammers! We've also got Nunda saying somehow this one has gone horribly wrong then. Well then, as just watching Sean Hammers, but Nunda still has a chance, so this is not all done and dusted yet, is it? As we're just watching Hammers coming down onto the back straight as well then, as now accelerating, and let's see what we could do that as well then. As Sam says, Sean, you own ALR, you could bring me back then. I have got a 5% stake in it, I think, and to be honest, that was wrong as well, because I thought it was a steak you can eat. Just watching Sean Hammers coming out of the back straight as well. Then, of course, it's a group decision, of course, but I'm sure that we'll love to have Sam back, won't we? Sean Hammers are coming into turn 17 as well. So then here is the Grand Prix winner, the man who won the Russian Grand Prix, coming out of turn 18 as well. Then flying then through turn 18. Now it's not as monstrous as the turn 8 in Turkey. There is a last turn as well, under 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session, staying within track limits. Great stuff indeed there. And out of the final turn, and let's see what he can do as well. Sean Hammers is at third fastest at the moment, and 2/10 second on the pace. He does have time for one more run, but I don't think he's got enough fuel. That fuel light is flashing there. Cummings is coming back into the pit as well. What about Camera Racer then? And Camera Racer looks like he's had a problem somewhere, so he's going to have another bite of the cherry as well. Carnage just started us up as well. Also taking a look out there, Steve is also on the lap as well. He's on the intermediate split time, 9100 a second up in the second split time. That may not be good enough for the one. Vincent, a very nice lap there from Cummings there. He is in fifth, fast about Cummings. I don't think Cummings is going to be able to get up there. Oh my word there. I thought Steve was going into the sea in the accident. We had a crash on Sunday there, and we also had a crash with Fiat there as well. In 2015, Steve improves by a tenth of a second. He's a whisker away from Energetics, but Energetics is still on pole position. Is he coming out of the pits now, Energetics? He is indeed. Then he emerges out of the pits as well. Rembo is just starting her lap as well. But what about the McLaren of Carboy? There he is then. He is in the final sector as well. He's purple in the second sector. Good stuff indeed there for Carton. Just about 3/10 of a second up at the moment. Into turn 17 as well. Car 34 then. Accelerates now then. This is all about point and squirt now, isn't it? In the final part of the lap as well there. It's very much Mickey Mouse-esque, isn't it? Technical indeed then. Of course, it bunches up the car. It's absolutely splendidly well then. Look at how Dulles got over in the far end of Texas there, but Carboy is not going to be too happy about that, is it? Not going to be too fussed about that, I should say. Then Carboy goes so fast as that in the McLaren as well, and on his debut there, 7th on the grid as it stands at the moment, and that's a very good start to his ALR career. Good stuff indeed there. Absolutely brilliant. We got a Red Bull then of camera racer, and he is currently in the 31s at the moment. Has he got enough speed then to get himself into the 30s? Energetics then is on the back straight as well. He's got about 50 seconds to get himself around there. Camera racer has made it an all Red Bull third row then. Camera third, Cummings in fourth position. Great stuff indeed. And Smithy D is just started his lap as well. He's gained by, I think, has he just finished this up there? Possibly, but no, he hasn't. He just started there. Apologies then to Smithy D. We've got Ferrari out on circuit as well. I think it's Steve there, as Steve there is just coming back into the pits. What about Noonda there? He hasn't set a time yet, has he? Which I don't think is is Mike there is having some issues there. That's Red Bull is around there, and that's on her fast lap as well. Red Bull is looks like it's all done and dusted there for the Haas driver. 7th on the grid there for Red Bull, unfortunately. What about Energetics there? He's torn that to absolute perfection. What about Mike as well? Is Mike going to go through then? Mike then on board then 4-3. He is through. No problems at all, and goodness gracious me, then this is going to get very exciting indeed there. And what about Cummings? I think Cummings has finished. He is indeed there. Hammers is Steve is second, Hammers is third, Cummings is sixth at the moment, then Rimbo is 7th. Carton then is I think Carton's just come through the final turn as well, and he is going to be 8th fast, and then I gotta say that's a very good start to your career and brilliant stuff indeed there. Swifty D is definitely 10th for the second up in the second intermediate split time as well. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Now then, Smithy D coming through turn 18 as well. Look at how dull it's got then. I wonder if these cooler track conditions are really hampering these times here. Then we haven't seen much improvement in this second run. Then Smithy D into the final turn as well. Then McLaren is off the circuit. I think it might be Carton. Then Smithy D goes 7th fastest then on the 4th row of the grid there for the race end point. Amazing stuff. D. What about Noonda? He is 6/10 a second up in the second intermediate split time. Is that in the ballpark? It looks like it to me then. Good 17 then. Out of turn at 17 as well, then flying through 18 then as well. Where's the Williams there? He flies into sight as well. Noonan's been on pole position twice this season. Can he make it a hat-trick as well? Run board the Williams, the only Williams in qualifying free, locking up the inside front for Noonda. Out of the final turn, it is pole position there. Brilliant time. Energetics though is improving as Energetics has got enough in the tank. He has indeed, and he's now on pole position there. 7 pole positions there for Energetics right in the end there. Brilliant times there, duking out between Noonda and Energetics. Absolutely great stuff indeed then. But yep, at the end of the day though, it is Energetics who is on pole position now for the 7th time this season as well then, and I think that's the first time since the Singapore Grand Prix as well. Good stuff indeed then. So from Energetics then, 7 pole positions of the season, and that's absolutely magnificent, isn't it, for Energetics, and that is taking his career to 11 pole positions. So really good stuff indeed there for Energetics then. And look at that then, less than a tenth of a second, half a tenth of a second between Noonda and Energetics. It was so close there, and I'm looking forward to a battle royale then for the United States Grand Prix coming up in just a jiffy as well. Vintage is saying there's only rain in the race there. I have no earthly idea there. Nunda has gone, yes, with capitals then. Vintage is saying, well done, Nunda, and Energetics there. Brilliant stuff indeed then. I think Nunda actually wasn't replying to that weather report there. As unfortunate indeed then. Serious Russia was saved down Curly's comment there indeed then. So, oh dear, Curly might be in a bit of trouble there, of course. Unfortunately, screenshots are everywhere these days, isn't it? So it's Nunda, Bailey Smith there has got a laugh at the emojis as well. Unfortunately, I missed that comment. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing. I think it might be a good thing actually, because if something tickles me, then it might be a very long good race then. Right then, here we go then, as we are now getting ready for the start of the race as well then. Looks like there's no rain in tonight's race then, but of course there is going to be rain outside my window in the next 20 minutes apparently, according to my app. Lovely stuff indeed then. Right then, but I don't care about outside because I am inside, that's all that matters then, and I'm already soaking wet anyway, so really I might as well just do commentary outside anyway. Right then, here we go then for the start of the United States Grand Prix. We've got the formation lap first then. Two Mercedes on the back row. We've got Energetics and Nunda sharing the front row. I absolutely love it. Tyre compounds are very much split. This is brilliant stuff indeed then. Let's go for the grid show from front to back. 20 cars and 28 laps in the United States Grand Prix. 4 rounds to go then. 104 points are up for grabs for the Drivers' Championship. Can Velocity finish off the job here tonight? Can Williams finish off the job as well? And it's going to get very interesting indeed then. So we got Energetics at 7th pole position of his career. It's 11th for the season. It's 11th for the career, I should say. It's 7th for the season. Medium tyres then. Nunda is on the soft tyres in second position now. He's got Steve in third position. Good stuff indeed there for Steve. And Hammers is on the medium tyres. Mike and Cameron are on the soft tyres then in 5th and 6th position as well. Cummings is in 7th position there. Smithy D is 8th then. Rembo in 9th position. Cart Boy is in 10th position now. Roscoe just outside the points in 11th position. 12th position is Curly. Velocity in 13th. Bradfield is 14th. Diassi is 15th. Smithy Almighty 16th. Bulky Volcano is 17th. Ayrton is 18th. Slough has had a penalty. I think he's down in 19th. And 20th position there is Fran. No, we've got no one on the hard tyres, so everyone is on the soft or the medium tyres. I remember at the beginning of yesterday's race, the soft tyres was really good, wasn't it, for those drivers? And so expect the unexpected, and we expect Nunda to fall off the grid. And Steve as well. I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be a cracker. It's 2 stop strategies head all down the field apparently. We'll find out if that's the case or not. In the last 2 nights, well, I wouldn't say the last 2 nights, but I'd say last night, I think a one-stopper might have been the way to go then, potentially then. Energetics said he'll have to get his 5th Grand Prix win of the season. If he does win tonight, then he'll have the most wins of the season in bronze so far. Brilliant. That's an absolutely incredible start there, isn't it? And of course, if he wins tonight as well, he will take the championship on to Mexico, if I'm not very much mistaken then, which I probably am, but I'll have to get my calculator out in just a bit. As just on board then, if Energetics says he's coming in now, so he's pole position, and this is the he's got the most pole positions now in bronze history. He's had that anyway with 11 pole positions there. He's absolutely fantastic on a qualifying form. Can he now sew it all together there and make it a great race then as well, as he is now coming out of the final turn. He is now lining up as well on board with Fran, and he is the final car as he has unfortunately been into the barrier. Both Mercedes are 18th and 20th on the grid then. Then of course they're also locked in a battle not to be bottom of the constructors, but I gotta say Red Bull is still quite a long way back, even if they have an amazing renaissance as of late then, as they are all lining up on the grid as well. It looks like Slough is disappeared from somewhere. Hopefully he's still in his car somewhere, because unfortunately it's his last chance now. I think that's done, isn't it? We line up on the grid then, as you can see, we've got green flags then as well. Red lights are on. We have 4, we have 5, and there's a pause, and we are go. Oh no, we're not there yet. And so Slough has got away beautifully well then as well. It's just on board then as well. And so there he goes, and now the revs are building up, and we are going United States. Here we go, and it's a good start for Energetics there. It's a polling start for Nunda, and Steer's already going up the inside. Steer's taking the lead then. Oh, it's a Nunda has got into the back of Energetics, but I don't think that he did. It looks like there might have been a lag bubble. So just got Steve leads, and Mike is up in the second position there. Energetics is dropping down the order. Sean Hammers in 4th position as well as they come through the first S as well. Nunda has damaged the car, and look at him skating off for the skating off there as well. That's a shame now for Nunda. It didn't look like he hit the back end of Energetics there, did he, on the screen? screen, but according to the game he did then, so I'm not sure how fair or unfair that is then. Look at that Ferrari, but that's the wrong Ferrari. I'm looking at the second one. There is he is leading this race then. Energetics is trying to go on the inside of Mike then. He is on the medium tires and Mike is on the softs, isn't he? And trying to make hay whilst the sun is shining. Diaz just dropped down the order then. Oh goodness me, oh gosh, and look at those cars in front. The camera races on the pole star. He's down into 16th position now. Now he's a drag race as well. Smithy D and Roscoe is flown up into 6th position. Those soft tires are absolutely working splendidly well there for some drivers here tonight, and good stuff. And Roscoe will do a lovely 6th position as well there. And look at this, and his Nunda is scrapping away, isn't he? Almost on pole position there, but there's Alas Frank going up the inside, passes Nunda, and up into 16th position, but Nunda is not giving up there, is he? And he's going on the inside as well. Fran is going to be on the outside then. Smithy is dropping down the order there. He is now dropped down into 8th position as well. He's on the outside then. Coming down. Oh my goodness me, we had a big old smash there in goal, didn't we? On Sunday between Murphy and Clarkey, and they've already got penalties already, and that is for Cummings as well. Straight from the get-go, that one completed there. 8/10 of a second separates Steve and Mike is over a second actually. Yellow flag said as one of the Haas cars down submission there. Nunes in the pits as well, and Diaz has dropped right to the back of the field then. And look at this then. So we got Steve's leading now, and it's over a second. It's almost 2 seconds. Steve is absolutely flown away off the grid then. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Energetics in third position at the moment then. As it stands then, he is still in the championship fight, isn't he? We keep you up to date with that throughout the course of tonight then. Now Sean Hammers is down to 4th position as well. Sloth is not in this race then, so we're down to 19 cars in this race then. Nunda is just coming to the pits now, right to the back of the field then for Nunda, unfortunately. And that means that Williams, as it stands at the moment, they needed to have 2 cars quite high in the points to be constructors champions here tonight then. Roscoe just locking up the inside front then. Let's take a look and see what has occurred then to the start of this race and see who has gone to where then. We talk about that in a minute because I think Roscoe's up 6th position already. I made that 7 now as he's alongside Sean Hammers there, but Hammers there is not giving up, is he? Now is Hammers going to run him out wide there, but Roscoe has already got the right away. He is up in the 4th position. Brilliant. 7 positions there. Ayrton's up 8 positions. He's actually on the storming starts it. Goodness me, what's going on here then? As Velocity is back at the point set, so Velocity, this is where he needs to be then. And let's see then, is it going to be another champions caliber drive then? Ayrton and Smithy D again, too close for comfort there. He is on the outside, Ayrton is. He's up to 10th then. Ayrton's the biggest mover so far. He's up 8 positions there. Roscoe's up 7 positions there as we are coming through the complete lap 2 here. Oh, amazing start here in the United States Grand Prix then. Of course, Steve set the fast off the race. They're looking absolutely dominant out there, Steve, at the moment. Absolutely impressive stuff indeed then. As DRS is now, but oh goodness me, what's going on there? No, there's debris all over the show then. Bradfield is as he damaged Corias, and I think Camera Racers also had some issues as well. Looks like both of them are cutting the blows then. Carton is now on the outside then to oh goodness me then. And now Carton is back up in 12th position now, going curly down into 12th position then. As I got that completely muddled up, but hopefully you got my gist there. Or you could say you hopefully got the cut of my jib then. But either way then, Cart is in 12th position there, and Curly Red is in 11th position at the moment, and they're both outside the points of the motor, but both racing points there are in close company at the moment as well. Smithy D in 11th position mode, and Curly in 12th position. Got yellow flags, one of the Renaults out of Bulky is, oh goodness me, he's gone off in quite a big way. I think that's out of turn 8, isn't it, if I'm not very much mistaken there. And Volcano then is in the gravel as well, and so he has lost the car. It's a very difficult start, isn't it, to start your debut there for Smith Almighty there, for Cart Boy and for Bulky Volcano. Very difficult stuff indeed there. As a look at what is going on here there, it's absolutely brilliant stuff, isn't it? All up and down the field so far. Great stuff indeed. 2 cars that got penalties at the moment there. Smithy Almighty and Cummings as well then. And look, there's a McLaren there. Simon up the inside is Carty and Smithy, and now it's Carton. It's now Cart back in front of Smithy D, and Cart is now up into 11th position there, just outside the points of McLaren. He dropped down a position at the start of the race, didn't he? But he's trying to find his feet as well. Ayrton's got a 3-second penalty done, so that is 3 cars already with penalties after just 4 laps in this race set. It's going to be a long old race, isn't it? Is that Mercedes there front? They're going it slightly wide as well. And going back to the front, then Roscoe is really once again, Roscoe is I've got to say, another man who's found a lot of form in the last couple of races, hasn't it? Smithy back up in the 15th now as Bradfield is coming into the pit, same with Camera Racer as well. Roscoe then finding the dirt here around here. It can be brutal, can it? As we just see Cummings there cutting the part of the corner there, wasn't it? Goodness me. So it's now then Mike is really struggling, and that's how that's struggling. Bulky, it's gone into the wall, I think, in the pit entry there. He comes into the pit as well, and Nunda set the fast out of the race as well. C has got a 3.5 second lead then over Mike, who is in second position there with Roscoe in fourth position because Energetics is in third at the moment. Where's Velocity? He is currently in 8th position at the moment. We're keeping an eye on how his championship is going at the moment. And of course, this is tonight where he could claim the crown, the first ALR champion of the season, and that will be Velocity. And look at the background there. And just say, look, this is what's going on. Velocity up the inside, passes Rempo. Roscoe into Energetics there are also going toe to toe as well then. And oh goodness me, and Energetics going on the outside and back in the and look at this. Rempo has got so much more momentum on those soft tires. There's a lock-up for Velocity, and now Rempo goes up and under, and at the moment Velocity is still got the high ground, and he is in 7th position there. Good performance there from Velocity. As we've already mentioned there, the gap needs to be under 78 points at the end of this race, and that is the match call number for Velocity and Energetics to a certain degree as well. As if it's over that, then that is it. Then the championship is done and dusted then, and Velocity comes across the line once again. And so lap 5 of this race, and I've got to say it's a very incredible start. And it's Ayrton there is having a look, but Rempo at the moment is showing the rear wheel there of Ayrton. But so she was saying, no way, Pedro then, and so he comes through turn 2. Lovely shot indeed then. Absolutely splendid 17 on board then. Is it with the championship elect then? Well, at the moment he's doing a fantastic job then, but he is not home and dry just yet. Of course then, but it's Energetic, he's got Energetic's got scoring by at least 3 points to keep the championship alive. Well, the championship is very much alive and cooking at the moment, isn't it? So there is a long way to go in this race there. As I'm really counting my chickens before they hatch there. Goodness me then. As I'm now coming down to turn 1 again then. Interesting point there for Vince there. A lot of people straying through sector 1 there. Sarah's Mercenary saying it's the dirty air there, isn't it? Where they're following closely, and then it's really hurting them. Look at Steve, he's out in fresh air, and he's almost got a 4-second lead already in this race then. Fantastic stuff indeed. They're going to the back here, and this is Frank there having a look on the inside. He was going to anyway, but not making any move just yet. And he was just tailgating at the moment then. Look at this. So Mike at the moment there is struggling, isn't he, on the pace there. Energetics is looking very sound in a second position at the moment there. Very strong second position as well. We've got 19 cars then. There's a Sloth is out of this race already. On board then for Energetics. And it's Energetics who's on at pole position now, down in the third position. Energetics, one of his Achilles heel, I would say, is the starts, isn't it? But as he was quite squeezed out at the start of this race there, but he was against a lot of these soft runners there. He is the highest of the medium compound runners at the moment now, coming to second with Sean Hammers in third, but Velocity in fourth position. That is the order of the medium compound runners then. And of course they'll go on to the soft tyres later on in this session as well then. As we're on board then, I love the Ferrari engine on this game. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And look at them as they fly through the first sector. So that's absolutely fantastic scenery, isn't it? Rempo is the next victim of the penalties around here. It is penalties galore, isn't it, over the past couple of days here. And remember back in Sunday there, it was Alhan who got his first race win there by living up to his nickname, Mr. Clean there, and he really was, wasn't he? Fantastic stuff there from Alhan, getting his first career win as well. And then we had I was going to say Serious Russian. New Patel got his also his first race win as well. Are we going to get 3 for 3 with debut wins here tonight then? At the moment it's Steve then, who is currently in the box seats then. In the background there is Velocity also getting past Hammers. He's up into 6th position now. Looking at both the front wheels there on that Williams then. Smithy D is getting past his teammate as well. He's gone in deep though. And Curly Red is trying to go up and under. Oh, lovely shot. I'm loving this then. Look at this then. We got all 3 Mercedes then right in screen there. Beautiful stuff indeed there. Oh, is he going to have a look on the inside? Not quite there as well as Smithy D has the high ground, but look, Fran's going to go up and under here, isn't he? Oh, goodness me, that as Fran there is, well, he's got the momentum there as he's on the soft tyres. Roscoe's got a 3-second penalty as well. The penalty is now starting to accumulate at this stage of proceedings as well. As into the pits comes Bulky Volcano at the moment there, as he has just put on those medium tyres there in the Renault as well then. As we already mentioned, it's such a difficult debut tonight, isn't it? To debut on this circuit, and it's brutal in terms of penalties as well. And it's also a difficult circuit to really home in your skill set. And now look at this, and it's an all pink battle here, isn't it? And look at that, that's Smithy D. He's on the outside. He has lost position there. Oh goodness me, I thought Fran's going on the outside there at turn 2, and but not in the boat there as well. Ayrton's also got a 3-second penalty as well. I think that might be, is that Ayrton's second penalty? I'm not sure. To be honest, I need to be taking more notice, don't I? We already know in qualifying I don't take much notice. And look at this. this three-car battle then. And there's Cummings there. He is only 1.2 seconds back, and behind him is Velocity. At the moment in time, though, it is Velocity. The championship is going on to Mexico as it stands at the moment. Then, so we're keeping an eye on that. Then that might be that is probably one of the major talking points of the day. Is there? Energetics is on the outside. Mike is on the inside as well. It's going to get very fruit there. Very fruity, I should say. Then I was going to say Fruit Loop for some reason. Velocity is back down in 7th position. Sean Hammer's there, a race winner, isn't he? Sean Hammer's, he's been brilliant, hasn't he, since returning to ALR this season. We got a Red Bull facing the wrong way in sector 1. I think his camera is Velocity back up the inside, diving up the inside of Sean Hammers. And Hammers, though, is trying to get back on the accelerator, trying to go on the outside then. But Velocity then is back into 6th position. A great overtaking maneuver now from Velocity. Camera is out of the race then. And that's a shame now. It's 2 retirements and in this race then. This race, we've got to say, in the last couple of races here, though, the race hasn't been very much of an attrition, has it? It's been good. Somebody into the pits is Mike then, so he's had enough of those soft tires already then. And look at this, as McLaren mechanics go to work and change those tires onto the medium tires. And the undercut around here is quite a powerful beast, isn't it, to say the least? And talking to beast, and here comes Roscoe, as he is now can he keep up with Energetics now? Because I think Energetics has now been released. Then has he got the pace and to get after Steve at the moment? There is Steve, and he has got the high ground. The moment into the pits also comes Fran as well, another man who is going under for the undercut as well then. And look at this, and already Energetics there is now really showing his form, isn't he? Energetics there would love to have 5 Grand Prix wins in the season, won't he? It'll be good something, and he'll also be keeping the championship alive if he wins here tonight, going on to the Japanese Grand Prix. Coming to 4th position on, but once again Velocity showing it qualifying ban or not, he's so good in the race, isn't he? Velocity is, and I think as we've already mentioned, his podiums he's racked up this season have been absolutely magnificent as well. Ericsson there is having a look, but Rembo at the moment has got the high ground. Then we've got the debutant of Cart as well, who is in 9th position now in the McLaren, and really good 17th there. Cart is of course on the medium tires, the 2 in front of Rembo and Ayrton on those soft tires, and you're like, so the rippling effect there from the from the rear there of Rembo. But I'm feeling that might have just been the shade then. And I've got to say, if there was going to ripple on those, goodness me, that would have been quite That would have been quite a worry, wouldn't it, for the Pirelli engineers? Anyway, we've only done 8 laps around here, haven't we? The gap is coming down quite quickly now, isn't it? In this stage of proceedings, Steve is now looks like the Energetics has been released there from Mike. Then he's really putting the hammer down, isn't he? I think we've got to keep an eye and see what Mike does as well. Mike has got a 5-second buffer at the moment. That is absolutely perfect, isn't it, for the McLaren driver? Remember his 2 wins at the Australian Grand Prix and in the Dutch Grand Prix. It was also about his strategy as well. It's a pace that have won those races there. So Mike could be on for another golden strike then, perhaps, of getting a race win, his 3rd race win in the season as well. The racing points just cannot be separated there. They're just basically stuck together at the moment. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Just look there, Vince St. Ayrton is putting in the work, that good stuff indeed. That we've also got we've also just taken a look at the comments there. Good stuff indeed there from Mushroom and Vintage. Having a good old natter in the comments side. We're leaving to it for now then. It's a really good stuff indeed there. I'll keep an eye on the comments as much as I can then. 9 to 18 cars remain then. Sloth out of the race side. Unfortunately, disconnect issues. And also out is Camera Racer. Once again, Camera Racer just cannot seem to put that performance into a race result there. And look at this, and his car is just keeping tabs at the moment. He is 2 seconds behind the other medium runners at the moment, which consists of Cummings, Velocity, and Sean Hammer. Sean Hammers is not letting Velocity go at the moment, is he? As Carter, he's got on the inside then, as Arthur there's left the door open there. Carter is up the inside then, and look at this as well, so he's got to go on the outside. He's done it, and he's passed Arthur door, has he? He's gone wide though, but I think that the job might be done there for Cart. He is up into a position then, and he is timed absolutely splendidly well then. And now into the final turn then. Ooh, I got to say, my lungs are absolutely struggling at the end of these 3-day extravaganza now. Like, goodness gracious me, that I am definitely earning my keep at the moment. Now, I've got to say, I've had enough of Freddos. I think it's time for a Wisp or two. I'm hoping for a dual Wisp. They still do the duo Wisps, don't they? So I'm definitely looking forward to one of those at the end of the season. If I sweet talk Farf, as I'm just watching come through the first sector as well then. So Car at the moment, and we're on board then, as he is 7/10 of a second back at the moment then. In front of us is Rempo. The gap at the front is down to 1.1 seconds there between Steve and Energetics. Goodness me, Energetics is on the march then. Oh gosh, that's absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then. As we're now just coming down into the braking zone of turn 10, I think this is, isn't it? And he's going to go on the outside cards, and as he is just positioning up nicely then. DRS then should be right on the mark as well. Ayrton might get double dose of DRS as well. There he is in the background then. But I think that Car might have the job done before Ayrton gets on the scene. He does then. He is up to 8% position as it looks like it's a switch over now, as the medium tires are definitely the tires to be on, as a Rempo then is Ayrton there momentarily got past Rempo. The battle for the lead then. This is what I've been keeping on for the last couple of episodes. Energetic City has been released by Mike, has absolutely been flying. Mike is now still in a clean air at the moment there. He's in 13th position there. He's coming quite early though, hasn't he? I'm sure that's what someone said in the comments as well, in the discussion between Vintage and Serious Mushroom. Now coming up with a long, look this, the pit window's open for the soft compound tires, but that's for the two-star strategy. Energetics has taken the lead here in the United States Grand Prix. He's reeled in Steve, quite a dramatic rate of knots there, and he is now taking the lead in the United States Grand Prix then, and now then, so a job done then. I think that the soft tires are now past their best, isn't it? Now it's been a switch to the medium tires. You've just seen that with a car getting past Rempo and Ayrton in the matter of about the space of 10 or so corners there as well. So car now up into 7th position then. Lovely shot here indeed then, and it just shows how much those soft tires are being put under a lot of strain at the moment then. Roscoe is now being caught as well by companies as well. The medium tire runners are now starting to come into this race, aren't they, as well? Lovely, jubbly indeed then. And now accelerating out then. Diashi's got a 3-second penalty. He's in 12th position from there as Mike is homing in on him. Lovely shot here from the beautiful crafted Red Bull there. Cummings has not got a point to his name yet at the moment. He is looking very strong as well, and Cummings has got so much pace in his so much pace under that right foot of his. Can he turn it into a race result then here tonight? Energetics now 1.5 seconds out front, and this is a really good performance there from Energetics. I must say that absolutely stunning stuff indeed. We haven't seen the best of Energetics, have we? Over the past couple of races to Singapore, he was magnificent, wasn't he? And but unfortunately, he's had a lot of DNFs this season. Yellow flag then. Who's off? And I think Smithy is. Oh, he's gone right off there, and that's an unusual place to go off there for Smithy D. I'm wondering if there's some kind of issue there on the car of that Alfa Romeo. Of course, the Alfa Romeo has not been the easiest car to drive this season, hasn't it? And goodness me, Smithy having some issues there, and that looks like some major failure or something for Smithy D, as he is just getting back on circuit as well, as also making his debut tonight as well. Cummings is up in 2nd position, Velocity is in 3rd position. We've got pit lane drama as Steve is out of the pits now on the medium tires. I think he is. Indeed he is. Roscoe also on the medium tires while they're coming out into traffic. Mike there showing the power of the undercut. Look at already how much he's in front then, and that just shows that. And Mike's also been released there from D Ashley as he is in the pits as well. So then Mike then is going to be quite quick at this stage. Is he going to be out in the lead then? It's going to be nip and tuck then, and I'm loving this. We're on board with Mike then. Here's the first man to roll the dice then, as roll the dice as well as Serious Mushroom said it wasn't Smithy D. Yes, I did not say Smithy D. I apologise. Of course, Smithy Almighty then, who has had a couple of weeks there, not out for a mile. He is in 17th position at this moment in time then. I think there was an issue there on the Alfa Romeo, and we've got a problem there as I think it's the Renault there is bulky. Volcano there just having a couple of issues as well. The gap at the front is now 5 seconds almost, and here is Energetics. Goodness me, he is on fine form here tonight, isn't he? Energetics is the man with the most pole positions in bronze history, absolutely flying, isn't he? He has had 4 Grand Prix wins. He's going for a 5th Grand Prix win here tonight as well, which will be the most of anyone this season in bronze there. And he's really trying to keep the championship alive and kicking, isn't he? Flat 12 out of 28 here. Cummings in 2nd there, but Velocity is now going to be 2nd as well. And I think Energetic seeing Velocity behind him is probably going to be it's going to be like can't keep this man down, can he? As Velocity comes across the line as well then. So Velocity is in 2nd position, 18 points there at the moment. Good stuff indeed then. As I now coming into turn 1, and Curtis now up into 4th position as well. Homed in quite quickly on Sean Hammers. Now we've got Curly, and now this is Smithy D in 6th position as well. Mike is and who's that? That's Smithy D who's gone well wide then. And goodness me, I think that's it. I wonder if he got caught out there from the fast and hard charging Mike, who is now up into 6th position. We're on board with Mike then, the 2-time Grand Prix winner of bronze. Out we go, left right. Amazing stuff indeed then. As Nunda back in the pits now is on the medium tires until the end of the race then. Nunda on the back foot was the unfortunately after having damage there right from the get-go as he crashed into the back of Energetics, albeit it didn't look like it on our screen, did it? It looked like they crashed into nothing and lost his wing there, but perhaps I don't think it was a funny angle then, so interesting stuff there. Now Curly Red then is going to be feeling the wrath of that orange-nosed McLaren there. He pulls out from underneath the rear wing. He is through. He's up in 2/5 position as well then. Let's take a look to see what the interval is between himself and the leader. It is 16 seconds then, so Mike will take the lead of the United States Grand Prix, but he's going to have to keep a hard charge in Energetics and Velocity. Sean Hammers all behind him as well. Now it's going to be no easy feat then, is it? With still over half the race to go as well then, so those medium tires have got to be put through their paces here tonight from Mike then. He was the earliest man then to come into the pits well, but Mike has not got a penalty yet, but nor has Sean Hammers either then. Steve going on the outside of Smithy D, and he is up in 2/7 position as well then. Smithy D there is just trying to extend this stint at the moment, isn't he? Or he was going to, but he's now in the pits along with Sean Hammers as well then. As Mike has set the fast side of the race there and really underline the pace he's got in this McLaren at this stage of proceedings as well then. So the work he's doing now is going to be critical in the later stages of this race as well. Roscoe's also got through. Cummings is also been in the pits last time as well. Sean Hammers coming out of the pits. Look at that then. It's an amazing, the undercut around here is super powerful, isn't it? And that's Smithy D just coming out of the pits as well. Rembo is up into 10th position there. Ayrton 11th position. Smithy D coming out of the pits as well. So look at how far down Smithy D is. Remember, they've been battling quite comfortably in the top 10. Well, not comfortably in the top 10, on the outskirts of the top 10. Now Smithy D is down into 13th position there. So he is quite so he's quite far back at the moment, isn't it? So now just watching Energetic, 6.4 seconds to gap is at the moment. Good stuff indeed then. Cart is now on third position. Steve's got up the inside, passes Curly, and away he goes as well then. So Steve is now up into 5th position as well there, but he is homing in on Mike as Steve's got some amazing pace in that Ferrari as well, and I love the helmet as well, beautiful purple helmet. And he is coming down the back straight then, and he does have a bit of clean air as well. Cummings also getting past Roscoe. They're on similar strategies then, but Cummings there at this stage of proceedings there is absolutely loving those medium compound tires. Also good to see Cummings there right at the sharp end of the field as well. I'm loving this. Brilliant stuff indeed, isn't it? Of course, no pit stop drama at the moment, is it? And the karting, I keep saying karting. Cart there is only 3 seconds in front of his teammate then. When is he going to come in the pits as well? And of course, everyone now who hasn't come in the pits will go into the soft tires. I am sure of it. Now into the final couple of corners rather than run lap 15 out of 28 then as accelerated away then. Let's see what he can do as well. Don has said incredible no matter where Cardboy finishes. It's a Hall of Fame performance, don't you think? Absolutely splendid stuff indeed. That Cart of course on his debut there is absolutely really upsetting the roost, isn't he, here tonight then? He is currently in third position at the moment now. He is 4 seconds away, 4 seconds in front of his teammate now, 6 seconds behind the championship leader, the man who's been on the podium 12 times this season. That is no easy feat at all. Remember, Velocity did start in 14th position, but oh goodness me, the two Ferraris are getting very good nip and tuck there. But of course, that does in this opinion there, the way the car has just come in there and done a good job on debut there. Hats off to him as well. It's been a very difficult race circuit as well. I absolutely agree with you, Don. There, fantastic stuff indeed there. As Troy saying, good luck to Cart. Recommended this league for him as well. And I gotta say, I love the recommendation. Doing a splendid job. Yellow flag as Bulky Volcano. It's out of the race there. As having some major issues there as well. We've got three abreast then coming down the straight here, but I think that Ferrari is not there. He's a ghost then. It's a safety car. Oh goodness me, it's a safety car here in this race as well. And who is that going to play to the advance of? Is it going to play to the advance of the race leaders? I'm sure it will. There is Bert at the top of the screen. Oh goodness me then. And oh gosh then. So into the pits, and I think this is definitely a advantage to the runners, to the front runners. Start coming to the pits yet, and he comes into the pits now as well. But this is going to put him in the pack, I'm sure of it. And just in the pits then, and so that everyone has to adhere to the safety car delta. That includes Mike, and there he is then. And look at this head, his energetic's already being it's going to be served now. And there is the Alfa Romeo's on the near end of the pit apron there, in and out in a jiffy. And well, he will be. He's been. I know he hasn't been out. He's going to be out in the lead still. He is indeed. This has absolutely worked just beautifully well for Energetics. He retains the lead here in the American Grand Prix. Cummings in second position there. Velocity in third card is going onto the hard tires there. I'm not sure if that is the correct strategy, but we'll find out then. Also out is Curly as well. And look at this, that is Mike has dropped right down. Oh, this is a cruel luck again then for Mike, isn't it? What a shame there. And he comes out of the pits and they finish there, as we expect him to take the lead and not too at this future. Diashi there is stayed on the medium tires while Mike has got a pounding for crossing the white line. Oh dear, there's a rain bullet pause for the McLaren driver. And I'll just catch my breath. So it's now then, this is a very interesting dynamic in this race, isn't it? It's now Sean Hammer's also on the hard tire as well. Energetics leads and second at the moment is Cummings. Velocity in third position then as well. And so this is absolutely beautiful stuff at the moment then for absolutely beautiful stuff at the moment for Velocity and for Energetics as well to a certain degree then. But this is really good stuff indeed. Then I'm absolutely knackered after we've only we're just over half distance as well then. It's been 3 incredible days, hasn't it, in ALR? This safety car, because of the incident there from Bulky Volcano there, has really changed the dynamic of this race, hasn't it? And this is really going to shake things up as well. Lap 16 out of 28 here. And we've got Smithy, who is just now coming, now on the back, just catching up as well then. So at the moment, Energetics leads this race then, and he's doing all he can at the moment, can he, to keep himself in the championship then. Mike is saying in Capitals, he did nothing now, as I think that might be in response then to the going over the white line there. So Mike there, of course, it doesn't rain bullet pours there for the man who's won 2 races this season. He's down in 8th position now. I see the safety car is really it's really hurt him, hasn't it? And it just shows that sometimes you could just have the only luck you'll have is bad luck, isn't it? What a shame now. What a shame there for Mike, isn't it? And he would have took this lead then, and it would have been. I think it's taken a bit of the sting of the tail out of this one, hasn't it? Which is a big shame, isn't it? As it stands at the moment, then Velocity is not going to win the championship, is he? Because he is as Energetics leading, but and the gap will be 71 points then going into Mexico. As it stands at the moment, then, so I'm trying to keep on top. Then, so I've got my calculator out as well, ladies and gentlemen. Then you know when things are getting serious. So then, at the moment, Energetics is currently leading the stay on the championship as well. So if Energetics wins this race, then it doesn't matter what Velocity do, and the championship will go on to Mexico in a week's time as well. And I've got to say then, I feel like I've been repeating myself, haven't I? But I'm loving the fact that the championship is rolling on there. Of course, Velocity has been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he? And of course, when he does, if and when he does with it, whoever wins it will deserve it. So I definitely don't want to rob Velocity of an absolutely fantastic season, but from a neutral point of view, I'm just absolutely enjoying the championship being extended as well. Mike is saying that this game hates me as well. Serious Rush is saying, damn, Mike has some bad luck. He really does indeed that, as he would have been taking the lead around this stage of the race, and when Energetics and Velocity comes in the pit set. So lap 17 out of 27 now, and Smithy D has had some issues there as well. Smithy D and Fran we've come to blows, and Fran's got damage, and that's major damage as well on the Mercedes. We're just waiting then for the other Smithy Almighty then, who just catch up as well. 17 cars remain in this circuit as well. The attrition rate around here is absolutely good. It's absolutely brilliant. It's only 3 retirements so far. Fantastic stuff. And technically, two bona fide retirements. And one retirement there out of DNS, unfortunately, which of course was Sloth then. So Burt Mylander leads there. Let's take stock. So Energetics is in this race. He's on the soft tires. Cummings is on the medium tires. Actually getting to the end safely, but he's going to have to repel Velocity, isn't he? Which that's going to be very difficult indeed. As Velocity is on some kind of form, isn't he? In the Williams there. Sean Hammers is in 4th position at the moment. He's on the hard tire. Safety car is in. I hadn't even got enough time to do my stock cat take. Well, all we do know is Sean Hammers on the hard tires, and Rempo hasn't come in. She's on the medium tires. Hard tires for car. Steve on the soft tires. He's going to be rapid. Mike on the medium tires. What a shame for Mike. He's down in the midfield once again. Curly and 9th. Soft. Roscoe soft as well. Here we go then. When it's Energetics, it's going to drop the line then. As let's see then. As Veg said, can we see the penalties? I think we can, but that's only if I pause it. We'll have a look at a minute then if I can get the graphic up on the left hand side without actually pausing it. Anyway, we'll look at that in a minute because we're back racing here in America, and Energetic Lead and coming to second then. I think that it's going to be very interesting behind them. We're on board and those coming from then. It's coming into the pits. What a shame for Fran then. Cummings had a really good start actually. As we come up the hill, look at how much velocity goes on that curve going into a turn one then, and this is going to be great stuff indeed. That Energetic said we got the Red Bull of Cummings. Is a performance and a half for Cummings, isn't it? Great stuff indeed there. He hasn't scored a point in ALR bronze just yet, and look at how much the soft tires is going to go on the outside. Where is he? He's on the outside. We've had enough camera view there, but they're much better. I apologise for the outside will be much better than the onboard, but Energetics now there is velocity. I don't even know who's doing who now. Incredible stuff, man. Energetics is second, is leading the race, and Velocity is second. Now locking up the inside of front then, and now then this is for the championship. This is for all the marbles, and it's Energetics, it's Velocity. Singapore round 2, we was robbed of that last time. Hopefully it won't be robbed of this time then. Oh, this is going to be great. If Velocity overtakes Energetics, he is the world champion. It's as simple as that then. And now let's see what he can do then. 7/10 of a second. This is another brilliant performance out from Energetics this one. We've got Curly, we got Mike who's dropping down the order now. Roscoe's on the outside. We got a racing point of Nunda trying to go the inside of the racing point. This is not a good day for Michael Nunda, who was battling for third in the Drivers' Championship and potentially stealing that third position from Newman, but that's not the case at the moment, is it? As things stand then. Nunda's all over the back of Smithy D at the moment, no, it's and Nunda, of course, needed a safety car to get himself back into it. His prayers has been answered. Oh goodness me, who is that in the background now? So Mercedes of Ayrton there, right underneath the rear ring of Diaz there, as we're coming through then and looking to come through then to complete our first lap with the safety car has been lifted. Then we're back racing there again, and Steve's got it. Oh my goodness me, now he's coming out of nowhere there, Steve, and he's through. Oh, they're locking wheels then, and now Card has just been dropped down the order then, and look at this. So we've got a racing point on the outside. He's got up the inside, and indeed he goes through. And Carts has already got a penalty as well for his efforts. And Mike is now also coming up to the back room. So goodness gracious me! And yes, let's stay there. So taking a lunge up the inside, passes the McLaren driver, and away he goes as well. Then oh goodness me! Then as now Roscoe is in a 10th position at the moment. And as you can see, look at these Q cars. The gap in the front now is 7/10 of a second. There's a 3-second deficit between himself and Cummings as well. Then and look at these Kia cars. We got a Conga line behind Sean Harris at the moment then. As those hard tires then, I don't think that was the best ride then, but I'm wondering if that was the only tires that Sean Harris had left as they come down the hill as well. Oh my word, that is Steve there. Oh, he's tipped Red Bull around. Red Bull's gone round there. Steve has gone into the side of Red Bull. Curly up in the 5th position. Steve down into 6th. There's also contact with himself in car. Oh dear. And it's it's all gone wrong. Steve's just trying to get out of the way, I think, as he probably has been a very gentlemanly there. See, and of course, if I made a mistake like that, I would still be going on like I didn't do anything wrong there. But Cedar being very gentlemanly there, and hats off to Cedar, as unfortunately when both him and Red both dropped down to 14th and 15th position respectively. Velocity has set the fastest off of the race, and he is coming for that championship. Oh my goodness me! And Cedar is I think it was just going into the bar there as well, but I think it's going into the pits and then just misjudged it as well. On board now then, so we're back at the front then. This is it. This, as we already mentioned, this is for all the marbles here in the United States Grand Prix. Velocity, Energetics, who is going to claim the championship is down to 2 here tonight. Down to 2, I say. As we're coming now down the hill once again as well. As Bulky is going. I'm happy with 19th position since my target was not to finish last then. And serious there has been very brutal, but I'm saying it's a DNF. So, oh my gosh, but yeah, I think now we're on board then with Velocity. And this is very much Hamilton and Vettel vibes out from 2012, in my opinion. Now, albeit Velocity has come from much further back than Hamilton did on that day. Velocity from 14th on the grid there once again showed that he is one of the best racers in ALR bronze. He's doing a great job there, and Mike has now found his feet, hasn't he? And he's now over the 6th position as well. His teammate Cart trying to go on the inside there, but Mike is on on the medium tires, and he has now been let loose. And let's see what Mike could do then from six. Roscoe is in 8th position as well. Ayrton in a superb 9th, and 10th position is Diashi there. But Smithy D and Nunda there is really on the tail of Haas as well. Rembo down in 14th position there. Steve is in a turn 18, and Nunda is on the outside as well. And at the moment there, no dice then. Oh, but he's got up and under Nunda. He's up into 11th position there. Good stuff indeed then. At the inside there, good performance there from Nunda. And he is now through. Smithy D down into, oh goodness gracious me then. They cannot wait to overtake each other, can they? As they're now going up into turn 1 as well. Oh my goodness, is he going to be free? Oh, not quite then. As Nunda's locked up then. And now is a golden opportunity. That yellow flag then. Steve is out of the race. What a shame for Steve. Nunda's been passed on the outside by Smithy D as well. Impressive stuff indeed then. Nunda's back in a 12th position at this moment then. Smithy D has got back past. So this battle now is a lot. Oh, Sean Hammer's got a 3-second penalty as well for his troubles. It's now turned to a quartet battle, hasn't it? It's now currently red there. It's now 3/10 of a second back at the moment then, as we are coming down the back straight then. And now then, Velocity is gaining. Velocity is taking the lead, does he? As he Energetics is fight. This is for the championship. Velocity leads the United States Grand Prix with 8 laps to go. He is on course to become bronze's second world champion as well. And what a way to do it. What an incredible performance there from Velocity. Absolutely stellar stuff indeed. But he has a penalty. I forgot about that. He has a penalty. Oh, goodness me then. So I'm going to be on the edge of my seat for the remainder of this race while the Velocity still has the high ground at the moment. I completely forgot about the penalties and stuff. Oh, so it's still in Velocity's hand then. Now Velocity has overtaken Energetics then. He now needs to get some qualifying lappers in now doesn't he? And to gain a 3-second advantage over Energetics in 8 laps or 7 laps now. That is going to be a huge mountain to climb now. And getting out DRS range as well is going to be, I've got to say that it is a very difficult thing to do. The card boy is dropping down the order. What a shame there for Car. I'm wondering if I'm not sure if he would have wanted to go into those hard tires, would he? But those hard tires selection I didn't have them at all. Nunda and Smith again very close recovery as well. Diashi's now in the 9th position. Lovely 17 there for Diashi. It wasn't looking too good in qualifying. Ayrton in a very superb 8th position. Well, then Roscoe in a superb 6th position. Mike on a fighting drive in a 6th position as well. Curly currently in 5th position at the moment as they're just on board now then. Look at this, as Curly's going on the inside of Sean Hammers there. Sean Hammers on the medium tires as we are going down. Yellow flag in sector 1, and that's the Mercedes of Fran who's got off there, and the Energetics is going back through in. Look at this, and he's back in front then. And of course I think the pressure is still on Velocity because he has to get past, and he has to take at least 3 seconds out, and that penalty there might rule out then a potential for the race for the championship today then. So that will go on to Mexico in a week's time then as well. But at the moment then, if it does ever go to a tie in terms of the Drivers' Championship, it will go to race wins, of course, there. And Energetics, and if that's the case then, and Energetics wins today, he has 5 to Velocity's 4 then. So that could potentially be quite critical. Albeit then, of course, then there has to be a lot of bad luck if that ever happens, though. But anything can it? As we're coming up into the into turn 1 again, then Velocity is really locking up those. Oh goodness me, who was that? That was Velocity. That was Roscoe there. Again, very twitchy out of the follow turn as well. Yellow flag there is fluttering again then, and we got a very, very close battle behind us then, which is Diashi, which is Nunda, who's also now peaked into the top 10 as well then. And Nunda's going up the inside. I think Williams needs to score 21 points or something like that to get the constructors. Don't quote me on that, but it's now then just floating down then out of turn 2 and into turn 3 and 4 then. So don't quote me on that then, but I think Nunda needs to either get 9th position and the fastest up, or Velocity to get fastest up then. So that is Nunda's challenge then for the remainder of this race then as well. Good stuff indeed then. And going back then to lead then. As on board then with Velocity, as he is gaining once again, gaining Energetics and Velocity. I've enjoyed this battle throughout the season. We haven't seen too much of these battling double act, have we, on the race circuit, which is such a shame. I would love to have seen a bit more of this, and we're again having it once again. And as we said, it's for all the marbles. Nunda is now up into 9th position, and that's potentially 1 point away, Williams are, from clinching the Constructors' Championship. As long as I said in the background there, Smithy D has got past our Ashley as well. He is struggling struggling, isn't he, now on those 10 lap medium tires there. Cummings also done 9 laps as well, and so Cummings might start to struggle. He does have a 2-second advantage then. We have Hammers in code behind him, Curly Red Hammers and Mike behind him then. So we might have a conga line for them guys as well then. As the front two then, of course the safety car only didn't come in not too long ago. No, they are already 10 seconds in front. Yes, Cummings has done 10 laps on those medium tires, but that's still a great effort from these two. It's brilliant stuff indeed, isn't it? As just on board now as well. We've got Velocity then as we are sweeping from left to right, and Bradfield then is at the moment now getting very close to the back of Diashi then, as is he going to go for a move down the inside then. Bradfield is the only man apart from Energetics who hasn't got any penalties yet. And Diashi's gone wide then, he's gone onto the curve there, lost momentum as well, and look at this as they're going side by side. Diashi is really strong, isn't he? Those tires looks like they have had it, haven't they? Cartiv's gone up into third position as well. Rempo is coming to the pits. What a shame for Rempo then, as unfortunately her and Steve Tim Cropper down the long back straight as well. It's a very long straight. It's very difficult to pick your braking line, isn't it? And as they come down the back straight once again, then Karen Cummings repel the attack of Curly Red. This is Curly Red. I don't think has had a podium this season. He hasn't indeed, so he might be staring at his first podium of the season. He's going up the inside of Cummings there, and Cummings and Curly are having a good old scrum at the moment, aren't they? Look at that lovely shot then indeed. But Cummings there, he's struggling for pace on these tyres. He's on the inside again there. Amazing stuff. Fights. And Cummings there is just hasn't got no traction on those medium tyres. And Curly up into third position. Impressive stuff indeed there. And now Mike is, oh goodness me, Mike's on the outside. He's got a 3-second penalty then as well. And for extended track limits, he's going to go on the inside of Cummings there into turn 20. Oh, and where's Cummings? Cummings is still on the track somehow. Oh, well, he wasn't on the track then, but he's still pointing in the right direction as they come up the hill once again then. And it's out now. Look, oh, who's that? That's Hammers. Oh my goodness me! And that Mercedes of Ayrton has come out of nowhere. And oh gosh, there it's getting very tight, isn't it? And Ayrton there is picked. I'm not sure we got damage there. And they're still going side by side. Roscoe is now in the 6th position. Mike is 5th, and Hammers is in 4th position there. Oh my word there. Pick the bones of that as Carts has now got the fast lap on his debut as well. He's going to emulate Nico Rosberg there. Nico Rosberg got his first fast lap on his debut as well. Back in Bahrain 2006. Good stuff indeed then for. Good stuff indeed there for Cardboard. Can he is he's about 11 seconds away from Diashi and about 12, 13 seconds away from points there as well. So at the moment he is just stealing points away from the Williams team at the moment. And Nunda there is now catching on air as well. That could be quite critical. And look at this, there's Mike up the inside. Then look as he's now on the inside, passes Hammers. And Hammers is on the medium tires. Hammers going to have a lunge. No, he isn't. And he's down into 5th position then. As well in 4 laps to go in this race then. As the battle at the front end as is status quo at the moment, isn't it? Between the two leaders as well. As Fran has now got the fast lap, and great stuff indeed. And we get a lot of fast laps in the final stage of this race with drivers there just coming in the pits and on board. Cummings had 11 laps on these medium tires. Might be a couple of laps too long now for Cummings, but this is potentially a good day indeed. Then Nunda is past Ayrton there as a drop down to 12th position. As Ayrton got damaged and he had a bit of a lunge into turn 1, and who's out there? That's Smithy D having a look on the inside as now he's having 2 non-finished there. Ayrton dropping down into 10th. Nunda is up into 8th position for the Williams team. Brilliant stuff. Ayrton has damage on the nose cone, and there he is then on the right hand side there. Oh dear, that's a shame there for the Mercedes driver, isn't it? Back with his battle here, and it's incredible. So look at that, the gap in the front is almost 14 seconds now. Well, these guys have been battling hand over fist in this race, haven't they? Incredible stuff indeed then. Just to remind you, the Drivers' Championship is still in, still, of course, with it's still going on then into the Mexican Grand Prix as Velocity, as Energetics there is still. Oh, and who's that? That's coming to the inside. Having a look at the Roscoe, and they accelerate away. It's almost a lock of the wheels then, as a Velocity and Energetics are still fighting away there, aren't they? Remember, Velocity still has a 3-second penalty. Oh my word, what is going on here? Velocity has taken the lead then of the United United States Grand Prix. There he is. And what's happening here then? It's also Curly and Mike as well in the battle for third and fourth. We got Sean Hammers fifth. Roscoe's in sixth position as well. Cummings is also coming. Oh, and brilliant stuff indeed there. And look at this, there's Energetics there. Of course, he's still in first there in terms of time there, but not in terms of track there. We're on lap 27 then. What has Velocity got left in his bank, in his tank then, with just 2 laps to go? Look at this, they're going so close together. Remember, these two have been battling for the championship, haven't they? And of course, if Energetics wins this race, he is the world champion, isn't he? And of course, Energetics is trying his hardest to stop him. Cummings there is in the pits then, as he was on course for some major points while Cummings there might struggle to stay in the points from that position as well. And this is happening the Williams team and the constructors as well. Mike is up to a fantastic third position. Rigas of the Energetics is back in front then with just 2 laps to go as well. Oh, mighty stuff indeed then. And goodness gracious me then. Ooh. A yellow flag in sector 1. What's going on? One of the oh goodness me, then it's Cummings out the pitch. Bradfield! Oh, Bradfield, who had no penalties and was looking quite looking quite good form now, potentially getting some major points, but he is not going to get any points now as the AlphaTaurians are limping on to the end. Diashi's got past Ayrton. Ayrton's down in 10th position now. Cards, boy, is only 6 seconds back now as well. Sean Hammers is all over the back of Curly. Curly's dropped out of the podium position as well. Sean Hammers, the other AlphaTauri, is facing the wrong way while Sean Hammers is going the right way. He's now up into 4th position then. Oh, brilliant stuff indeed then as they come down the hill and into the breaks as well. Sean Hammers now up into a fantastic 4th position. Looking at the battle for the lead. There they are, and at the moment, so Energetics is still leading this race, and he hasn't got a penalty, has it? And that is quite critical in this race at the moment. Then we got a lot of things still to be decided. Then the final lap of the United States Grand Prix, and this has been a doozy. It really has, hasn't it? I've absolutely enjoyed this one from start to finish. It's been bronze at its absolute best here tonight, hasn't it? I've really enjoyed this one. It has been a cracker of a race, isn't it? And look at this, as Velocity is now going on the outside then. Of course, our Energetics will have the inside line, and it's still all fine and dandy, isn't it, for Energetics' point of view, because of course he doesn't have a penalty. And just on board now as well, as now just coming through the S's as well. And I'm just taking a look, actually. I think I've got my mask completely wrong then, so I might have to be quiet a minute whilst I try and work this out. Oh gosh, I think that I might have been calling it wrong there throughout the race, and I think that Velocity might be the world champion as well. Hang on a minute, let me get my calculator out. Oh goodness me. But anyway, then here comes Velocity as well. We're on board then with the potential new world champion then, as he is coming down the back straight as well then. And Energetics said is still leading this race. Oh, there's a lock up, they're almost close, and they're side by side. Amazing stuff here in this race. Absolutely splendid stuff, man. Absolutely brilliant. Nope, that is the case. Nope, Energetics is still keeping in this championship just by the skin of his nose. Oh my goodness me. And now then is Energetics in the final couple of corners now, and I think the championship is still alive. Going into Mexico in a week's time, and Ayrton has dropped out of the points and Energetics what a fighting drive. He is out of the final corner, and Energetics is going to win the United States Grand Prix. A brilliant race there. Velocity in second position there. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then the championship goes on. Then the gap is 74 points then, and it is still the slightest of margins there. That Energetics still has a mathematical chance of winning the championship still there. Velocity is second there. Sean Hammers third there. Nunda is up into 4th position. Sean Hammers is third. Nunez 4th. Curly 5th. Mike 6th. Roscoe 7th. Smithy 8th. DRC 9th. And Carter is in 10th position, or just about, with Cummings 11th. Ayrton in 12th position there. Rembo 13th. Smithy in 14th. Bradfield limping on with 15th. And Fran in 16th position as well. Oh goodness me. What a epic race that was. I really enjoyed that. That was a thorough and entertaining race, wasn't it? From the start to finish. Really good stuff indeed then from all drivers out there indeed then. As they're just now on board then with just on board there, just he's coming down the back straight there. We're just waiting for Bradfield then to come around the final corner and claim his 15th position as well then. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And Nunda said that Williams are the Constructors World Champions, and indeed they are there. So I was just quickly doing some maths, and yes, that is correct then. Unfortunately, McLaren there just wasn't able to get it. Was a velocity driver of the day then, and picked up his 13th podium of the season as well. He is so close to being crowned the world champion, isn't he? I thought he was going to do it. I've completely forgot about the penalties as well. But today is a day of celebration for the Williams team. They are the Constructors World Champions for bronze as well. Brilliant stuff, Ben. Absolutely amazing stuff indeed there. But it's Energetics there, his 5th Grand Prix win of the season, and he has the most wins out of anyone in this league so far this season. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Sean Emerson's left the party in absolute disgust there. We got 2nd position and velocity. 3rd position was Sean Hammers as well there. A great drive from Sean Hammers, indeed it was. But of course, velocity gets driver today, and that's all she wrote. Well, here's the final classification then from the United States Grand Prix as well then. So Energetics won the race then from pole position to checkered flag, very close. Velocity had 2 penalties in the end then, but 2nd position there, and he's just inching towards that crown, isn't he? Sean Hammers in 3rd position, Noonda in 4th, and because of that then, he has propelled himself up into 4th at the end, and they are now Williams are the Constructors World Champions. Curly Red in 5th position, Mike in 6th, Roscoe 7th, Smithy D8th, Diaz in 9th position, and Cart on his debut in 10th position as well. 11th position there is Cummings, 12th is Ayrton, 13th is Rempo, Smithy Almighty is 14th, and 15th position is Bradfield, with Fran getting the fastest out. Retirement, Sloth, Steve and Bulky and Camaro all retired from this epic United States Grand Prix. I know I've been joined in the gantry now by the rostrum standers, rostrum holders, and all that kind of jazz. And let's start off with the man who's won 5 Grand Prix wins this season, and the man who has stopped velocity from celebrating in the United States Grand Prix. Energetics, what a performance today then. I've got to say, you looked very cool and calculated for most of the race then, but towards the end then, it was you and velocity on an almighty scrap for the race win.
Yes! Yes, that's my first reaction. Yeah, I like the racing, but I really have to say that McLaren of Mike, he helped me up like crazy. I got 2 warnings in this entire race, and I tried to keep it that way. And yeah, a little bit of a fight at the end, but Velocity already gave up at that point. But I said, like, come on, just try it. You know, maybe you're quicker at the moment, so you know. Yeah, I liked it. I really liked it.
And I got to say that when you're at the front there, you're so commanding as well then. And of course, you've got the most pole position now in the bronze history there of 11. And so are you aiming just to like smash out the pole positions there for the rest of the season and just get as many wins as you can?
What tracks still to go then? Mexico, Brazil and Abu Dhabi. Oh, that's, yeah, good tracks. I don't know if I'm the quickest there, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try it.
Really good stuff indeed, and you still kept the championship alive. So of course we're all counting on you for the remainder of the race as well. Done, Energetics, brilliant stuff indeed. Then let's come to Velocity now, who finished 2nd today in an absolutely almighty race. And Velocity, I've got to say, you don't really need to worry about qualifying, do you? Once again, they're drawing today from 14th on the grid there to 2nd again. Brilliant stuff.
No, yeah, it was a class race to be fair. Loved the ending. Picked up a load of warnings going through the pack, especially on the first lap, avoiding cars, which kind of annoyed me a bit, but you know, I couldn't get past Energetics in the end. If I had quali, I reckon I could have won, but at the end of the day I had a Q2 ban, so P2 not too bad, but yeah.
And I've also got to say, unofficially, I think Williams have won the Constructors as well then. So you and Nunda have been an absolute super team this season. You two have been absolutely unstoppable, especially the second half of the season. You were really very consistent at the beginning of the season, but Nunda has been absolutely sensational, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, Nunda, second half of the season stepped up massively. I think he's on the battle for the promotion still, actually. So there's something we need to watch out for, because he could be up into silver next season if he keeps the way he's going. But yeah, he's doing class.
He really is indeed then, yeah, of course. He snuck up to 4th in the end as well, once again keeping it very clean and consistent. But of course, you was the other Williams driver as well that won the Constructors. How do you feel about that then? Williams Constructors World Champions for bronze.
I'm happy about it. I really am. I was more focused on the Drivers' Championship today, seeing if I could possibly do anything about it. I came into it knowing I had a Q2 ban, and it was going to be odds on against me, especially Newman wasn't here. If Newman was here, I reckon I could have got it, because I think he could have possibly snuck a win, but no, brilliant season so far. Constructors Championship, that's just down to consistency really, but no, it's been brilliant.
Absolutely well done. Congratulations to you and Nunda then. Brilliant stuff, and one of the strongest teams in ALR history. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Going down his history, I think, in terms of bronze this season. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And let's come to Sean Hammers there. And Sean Hammers, a very good third today as well. I got to say in the commentary, I thought that the hard tires might have been a bit of a mistake, but goodness me, it wasn't a mistake, because you got third in the end there. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, I was holding my breath, but well, until the safety car. Well, when it came in, until the end of the race, just holding my breath. And yeah, it was a really good battle. I don't know if you got on stream, there was like 5 of us all going for third, and yeah, well done for everyone there, because we all kept it kind of clean, to be fair, considering we were so close to each other. Yeah, it was really good.
I gotta say, I was torn between watching Energetics and Velocity and you guys battling for the final podium. It was quite a difficult choice to make, unfortunately. I think I went with the front two in the end, but it was amazing stuff indeed then. And just talking about your form as well there, since you've returned to ALR, you have been on the podium like this is your 4th time now in the last 6 or 7 races. It's been absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, today I was just, because last week in quali I crashed, well, tapped the wall and they retired me, so I was last. So today, my race was compromised, and today I was like, I'm going to try and get a podium today to make up for last week, which I did, so I'm happy about that.
Really good 17, well done, Sean. And that is it from the United States here this weekend. We've crowned our first champion. We've been I've been banging on about it, haven't I? And we've only crowned one of potential 4 championships, but going into Mexico next week, then that's going to be good, isn't it? I think it's the highest track in terms of altitude on the calendar, isn't it? So I've got to say it's going to be high drama, isn't it? Going into the Mexican Grand Prix at Mexico City. See you on Sunday then for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix from ALR. On Sunday, gold, Monday, silver, and bronze on Tuesday. Goodbye.